Welcome to Podcast Malawi. Glad to be back here with some amazing conversations, great conversations. And yeah, today's a big one. Today's a big one. Like each and everyone is different, but I'm glad because finally, I think getting a guest on this podcast is one of the toughest things to do in the world. People don't know. I say, how long has the chase been for you to come on podcast?
I'm not sure, bro. Mumawelenga masiku mpaka
Miezi, masiku.
wow.
Chakayatha ase last year ase SUFFIX tabwelani. Guys ndi busy. Yeah, ndizabwela habe nthawi yake. So you know who I'm talking to today? Aubrey.
Rambi.
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 After kwesetsa kuphunzira
Yeah.
before because kuvuta habe. Rambi.
Rambi.
What's going on? I say, how's it?
Yeah, good. I don't know. I think my life's been it's been a roller coaster of emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm in a crossroads.
Okay.
You know, yeah, mixed feelings, but so far so good.
All right.
Yep.
Perfect. How have you started the year so far? Like, what's been keeping you busy from January to now? What have you been doing?
Yeah, just planning still, and I think Panoba I'm doing something that singing kabanga kale. I'm not an artist who records nyimbo in advance mostly. No, mostly ni malemba ndikakhala ndifuna ndiluse nyimbo. So right now I'm recording in advance. So yeah, more music this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To all of you watching Podcast Malawi, we're sitting down with Mr. Sufi, and it's going to be an interesting conversation. I believe so, because there's just too much to talk about. And as always, this one is also brought to you by Crypto University. Like we keep saying, we keep telling you, if you want to learn, right now it's not just about crypto or investing in currencies, forex, and all that. Now it's about learning skills, digital skills, learning the internet, AI. Log into Crypto University and find out how you can learn a new skill that adds your value to making money digitally using the internet and all that. So please register. We're going to be bringing something. I think it's just a matter of time where I want to have like a group of people, the community from podcast, to sit down and talk about how you can sign up and how we can support you to be part of the Crypto University to learn.
Do you do crypto?
Sufi,
No, I haven't tried. Yeah.
How do you believe in it?
I don't know. I think I
what's your-
haven't had any interest in it,
Okay.
to be honest. Yeah. So I don't know. Of course, I'm surrounded by tech guys in KB, Leo,
Yeah.
but I think it's not my thing. So when I want to it's not my
Wasababeza
thing.
nsango dzasembana ndi nda
Hey,
zambia.
anyways, mina dipunzira.
Okay.
Yeah.
First things first. Your interview, this is how I've structured it. We're gonna start from the present and then we'll take it back.
Cool.
So usually we start from hey, Udiba Jonambi na. We're gonna take it from the present and then we'll be going back in time.
Sounds good.
Right now, what's trending about you is your new song.
Mhm.
Tell me about it. What was your thinking when you did that song? Because I've seen the reviews, I've seen the comments, I've seen what people are saying and asking you, tagging you all the time. Maybe this is the best time to explain. We've got an hour plus to talk about different things, including
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. So
What's the motive? What inspired it? And yeah, tell me about it.
yeah, I think for me, first of all, every artist is unique in terms of how they deliver message yao, so their music. So I think for me, I have discovered that I'm still trying to master that. The idea of provoking my thoughts and how we think, and mostly music yanga si kala ya straightforward. Maybe you have to listen to some of course amafunika kuti amvere mwina kawiri katatu kuti aimvesese.
Mm.
With Mutani, how the idea came about was, how can I address issue how public resources are being abused, but in a different way. You know, I could have easily said, anthu andale akalowa mboma, what they do is the same thing. Amalowa amatipanga promises and then amakapanga zosiyana. Anthu amene amatukwana aja akalowanso amakapanganso the same thing and kutulukamo. Amatukwana ajanso amakalowa the same. So for me, I was like, no, that's just straightforward as an artist. This is art, you know. So ndipange package bwanji. So trust me, nthawi imene ndinkamaliza kulemba nyimbo iyi nkuganiza idea ya video kuti ituluke, idea yoseja, I knew kuti there was gonna be different reactions. And for me, I think panali my reaction atatu amene ndinapanga.
Okay.
Reaction yoyamba inali kuti pakhala magaya kuti akudya ndalama zawo and akamvera nyimbo ichi amva kukoma. Libe dollar mugayire ife ndeto kujamani. Azinjoya mu njale zawo kama club popo. Group of people ina yachiwiri ndinkazozoti akaimvera audio ndikuonera video aziti SUFFIX wayamba sikira. You know, akunyoza so anthu osauka wayamba sikira amene akuoneka so wasipa kamowa amene muchanjani. Exactly.
Pamene popo ndipo pamene pali.
Akuoneka to wasipa mowa amene wayamba sikira mfana amene, you know. Reaction yachitatu pakhala mageza nazo kuti amagaya fast. They will know and understand kuti mfana wapanga address issue yabo. So the whole song is about circle ya politics imene machitika kwa Malawi. Yokuti magayizi akalowa amakapanga the same thing imene yamabifira anzawo ali mkati momo. Ena onso akalowa. That's why kumapeto kwa nyimbo kuja nayankhula kuti no mkungu yankhula tizakuonani mukazatani mukazalowa. Exactly. So this actually includes Tonsefe, even ineyo, because we have to examine our hearts. Ndikazalowa amene momo ndisapanga chani, ndikapanga zimene ndikubifira anthu aso chanchani, you know. So that was the whole song about. The video kuti uone mnali munthu amene apanga act kuti ndi big.
Yeah.
Ona fana wandali.
That guy is
He's a good actor.
He's a
really like I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
I tell people that I think it's just unfortunate with the industry ndi mene iliriwe.
Of course.
But if that guy was anywhere else where I'd risk the movie, he would have been a big don. Even in Zambia, he would have been a big don.
Yep.
He's been in everywhere, and that's why it's straightforward to take him. That's why he even scored that.
Bro, I remember
the boy who the wind.
I remember to shoot a video, John. He was like, "Anka was the ladies, guys. I know kuti mundino my age mates mwana wanga olananga. Komano, this is acting, so I don't want you to make me feel uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable. We are acting. We need to make sure I would have execute the idea you say." I was like, this is amazing.
No, John is a great actor. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
No, he's very good. And I try to work with him. I will still want to work with him. I don't know how, but yeah, we developed some scripts and how I get with his whole crew. So yeah, I hope to bring him on podcast, because he also has got like very, very interesting insights about the film industry in Malawi. And I think he's one guy that we need to have a conversation with when it comes to film and movies in Malawi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's it. That was the whole concept. So now, this guy is acting. People really think you know. It's crazy. I don't know actually. Well, tinangotenga mabottles okuti izizooneka zoti umaziwa kupate yokuti amagezi okuti at least amadya life akubawika. Exactly. So we had to get my Hennessy bottles and stuff like that, but it was Coca-Cola. So now I was acting ngati waiter in the KBG, finally my waiter. And you know, menezi makhalira even in my restaurant waiter amatha kuseva munthu oti ndi big koma iye kwawo zikumvuta. So if finally kuti awaiter atabwera amene mujati ninjala tifunika tisipe nawo kadrinki titole nawo kankhuku. So it was all acting, many real life imayendera out here, you know. So yeah, that was the whole idea of mutani. So it's more like, yeah, if tikubola ndi tikudyaso msonkhozana anthu amene mumagonana ndi
Mutani.
muona kuti mutani, because inunso mukazalowa muzayimba anzanu kuti muona kuti mutani. That's the whole idea.
I feel like there's no one who has pure thoughts to change how things are, because
I think there is, but I feel like the system, the way the system is designed, it's either you give in or it's gonna corrupt your mind. So either ujoina kapena ubanga give up. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. She's a doctor, and she was like, I say neo ndinkaona ngati ndizasintha ngini nake, and then I got frustrated panoba kuna kuti ndifuna ndikakhale kunja, because I feel like there's nothing that I can do here. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. Our system is.
I think that's what really happens. It's either you get changed into the system.
Yeah.
If you are very reluctant to get soaked and absorbed into the system, iweyo umatuluka mu system munje. And for a lot of people, it's okay, I'll leave my job and look for another job,
Yeah.
or go outside and yeah.
Koma alipo magazi onazo kuti amayikonda Malawi heavy, amakonda dziko lathu, amakonda dziko lawo. Alipo magazi ambirimbiri, they wanna see, change. It's just that bro, there's a lot to, I think there's a lot to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you as an artist, when you did that song, one of the things that came out is what we just mentioned here with the people. You were also expecting it to come out.
Yeah.
Wasia gospel, awemba za secular.
Yeah.
How do you look at that? How do you want people to look at Suffix?
Yeah, that's a very interesting and good question. I think for me, I want to say this Ananke, it's part of the
question.
Exactly. I know of my guys and I go to Nimadzon, they're friends. Bamba ndazugula mpingo olemekezeka heavy, very solid people with integrity. Amagwira ntchito Castell. Univesese? Amagwira ntchito Castell kuchibuku, kwa foja. Kumene kukuchitika si ndava zoti patulukaso wanyuwani wina wabwino apa anthu akumuyamikira kwambiri Castell wabwino.
Castell wabwino.
Anga muzoenda ina daily. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Ndiye mwe wangosinda size.
Yes.
Anthu ambiri akunthamangira. Kapepe jini.
Kuli azikula mpingo kuti amagwira ntchito kumene amaphika amapepe jini munenawo, and they are paying fees for their children.
Ndiwo.
Facts.
Drama
Marketing managers, you know, but then they don't get to be questioned about why are you working ku Castell, or why are you working ku BA manufacturing companies when you are Christians. When it comes to music, it's different. Amafuna zidikira ma standard enaga, and I don't like it. So for me, I think I posted something, should be 2 days ago, but you know what? Each and every person has a task on earth, and God has uniquely assigned task kwa muntu naliyes. So you have to, find your purpose and do it unapologetically. Because for me, my calling is different from my pastor. Abusanga manduza nazo, I say, I cannot go and kugalalikira kuchi festival china chake, but you can go and perform. You're an artist. That's the thing. So that's my work. That's my job. I'm an artist. I'm a Christian and I'm an artist. So I can address my issues osiyana kuda manda wanga SUFFIX. Funso ngali makha kuti kodai mwala yeye akamba kugogoda pa kumene mauza ndine Kristu sindilipira nsonko. You get the point. So ngati ndimalipira nsonko, I have a right to express how I feel, about the tax. Guys, nsonko kwena tiziendesa machonje. So I can do that using the voice, using my craft, using my art. So that's the thing. For me, it's like when you listen to Mutani, what's wrong about the song? Is it the Matokwana? It's like, no. It's like, that's the thing. For you, mafuna muzitika mubabu mubox because you're Christians. No, you don't have to invade this area. That Christ muzibanga is no. I'm on earth, bro. Everything that happens here affects me in one way or another. So I have all the rights to address my issues, and I was a social, political, economic issues. So yeah. So for me, it's like as long as you hear truth when you listen to my music, that's all that matters.
Maybe people loved you because they boxed you in Mwandikonde.
Not just Madi Wandera,
Well,
even in a
before
DOS
DOS,
before.
DOS, yeah.
So you know the funny thing? When I did DOS, I was just a kid. Ndugamba kumeni. For me, my understanding of being a gospel who is doing, I mean, for being a Christian who is doing rap was gudi uzidisa mafana sekira. So trust me, if you listen to my music at DOS, nimakonda disa magai wambili. But then and when as my baby as me as judge. And nothing wrong with that. But I had to grow. You know, I'm human. I had to grow even in my walk, which in Christo younger. And then I realized somehow, bro, and I'm not perfect. You know, I'm still figuring out what the life in Jordan, as a Christian. So what if I take this direction? So now it's not easy. Defines Yahweh just so we be so I understand it's not easy. And when I someone says, so but it is what it is. For me, I have to make music that speaks to me first, and then I put it out there. Yep.
Do you think people kind of misunderstand you or paint you differently when they say you're a gospel artist?
I think some do misunderstand me, some they do understand. And when I'm an investor, I'm a Ziwa Chmenendili.
Okay.
As I've mentioned, I don't care about labels, bro. I don't care if someone calls me a Christian rapper. I don't care if someone calls me a rapper. I don't care if someone calls me just a rapper or an artist or a musician. As long as you hear truth in my music, bro. If you hear truth in my music, that's all that matters to me. That's the thing. Like for me, ndinaimba kwa nyimbo inagandizijira. I have a say inbox wanga kumazaza people who they have been impacted by my music. But I don't have to put it out there. It's like I'm using them for my, platform.
Mm.
Mesa my guys amara kangoti umakhawiga status. No, I led to Christ.
Exactly.
So and so this
yeah, so
And I
and
feel like
so.
that's not biblical. What does the Bible say? I mean, if you know the parable of a Pharisee and a tax collector, a Pharisee was like, God, inetu sindijimangara dawa. Ine ndimapanga fast ka 20. Inetu
Masunga Sabata.
exactly ndimasunga sabata. Tax collector nangoti yani, have mercy on me, God, I'm a sinner. That's all that matters. God wants my guys over there, with broken-hearted spirit. But then I think masuano my guys ambili they are so obsessed with if tifuna dono do sevanga simphavu yange sevanga. Simphavu ya
unafusidwa kufuso limene
kambili
lipena
mbili.
pake
Ukupanga mentor.
umatsogolera nkhosa ma WhatsApp group
Yeah,
angayo.
yeah, it's crazy. But it doesn't necessarily mean kuti it's ntchito yathu, as a Christian to mentor my guys and chanjan, but I don't have to put it out there.
Okay. How did this whole thing start? Because I know artists
Mhm.
who do music. They sometimes do what sounds like gospel songs.
Yes.
For example, I say Eugene, Skefa Jimoto.
Yeah.
Skefa Jimoto has got songs that you listen to, like he has like pure a gospel. I don't know how people define a gospel song.
Yeah.
But if he has got song that praise God, that exalts the name of Jesus Christ and whatnot, but he's never labeled a gospel artist. Yeah, because you. But why do you think people? I don't know who created that. So you're gonna break it down and let us know.
Yeah.
Did you create that on your own, or did people create that for you, for them to be saying, "Iweyo umaemba gospel"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I think that's a very good question. As I've mentioned, I think pamakhala ma moments enake ukakhati kuyamba umene kuimba, you're trying to figure out who are you, ine ndine artist wake wotani. When I was at CU, I used to, I started doing music back in 20, I think 2011. Now, ndimamenya nyimbo kwamba za beef, makondo beef na magaya. And then I got saved. when I got saved, as I had mentioned, automatically I felt kuti I'm a Christian rapper, and I have to rap about purely about
Gospel.
yes, especially about mukujima mpira jahena. That was mostly nyimbo zimene timayimba ifeyo, but then nthawi ikupita tinayamba kuphunzira ngini zina ndi zina, kuti okay, Daniel anavayako anapitako ku Babylon and he served under king onazo kuti anali he was a heathen but he was a Christian, so for me it's like there's people amene anapanga create my labels kuti this is Christian rap, this is secular rap. There's people amene anapanga zo ena anapanga label kuti this is gospel music, this is secular music. Ona for me nafika point enazo kuti I don't care about labels because I think when we're given my labels, we are put in a box. That's why, because people perceive me as a Christian rapper, they think siningaimbe nyimbo ngati motani. They think siningaimbe nyimbo ngati ghetto ni nyato. Ona? So for me, it's like, okay, then ndili ndimakhala ndili pa dilemma. You understand? Okay, should I be called a Christian rapper or should I just be called a rapper? But for me, if I say kuti musiye kundichula kuti Christian rapper, ndikhala ngati ndakhomereraso my guys oti my fans angoti they followed me because of my Christian faith. So it's like, for me, I don't care about labels. If you call me a Christian rapper, be it. If you want to call me a rapper, be it. That's the thing. So for me, it's like my labels are they created by people. Hazy Angola does hip hop with a different message. Charisma does hip hop with a different message. Munamba mava bakunchula Charisma kuti ndi secular hip hop olo mali ma awards acha makatigole. Munaona katigole yokuti secular hip hop. Mas koma kuti uzaone if Suffix is akamuyika mu katigole ya hip hop artist of the year antena amavanga amafyuma. Ndo gospel ndi musamike mina I'm like, why not? We are all doing hip hop. It's just that our message is different.
Yeah.
So these labels, I think zimapanga create a confusion again kake. Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
It's do you think, because these groups that were created, I think they were quite popular a few years ago.
Yeah.
My guys and I, they were explicit, right? And I think they were crews. So it's either the KBG era, the Liu era,
yes,
where they were those guys were pumping, right? You find what it was specific group we. Yeah, that
was like the capital of Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
Inasula magais ambili.
Kenago things moved differently, and
exactly,
you were the one who went mainstream. I think out of most of the guys.
Yeah.
To be honest, from my view, you were the one who went mainstream, and from my observation from that end, is like everyone else who was in that corner started attacking you because they felt like you are living
exactly
the ideal of what the rapper in the church is supposed to be.
I think it's the same thing that so this is the thing. I feel like the reason why that is happening is because people tinali mu crew imeneyo. A different artist meaning akupasa an example yake ndi ya NF. When NF came, I think anthu ambiri tinamudzira nyimbo inake ya Flame. Start over,
yeah.
So NF alemba nyimbo imene ja aliyeso was like, asemfana wanyuwana. But then NF titampanga dig, titamvera ma project ake ambuya ina mansion chanchani. He's been a guy ona kuti amapanga address my issues ake. Mental health issues, depression and stuff like that. He addresses his life, vanity and stuff like that. Panali mikangano kwambiri. Mfana ndi Kristo kumano akuoneka ngati zimene akuimba zikusiyana ndi sakukamba za ma verses zikusiyana ndi zimene amakamba ma Christian rappers zake. And I feel like Lecrae has wrestled with that as well.
Yeah.
Because he nice one found out wa hardcore. But then I think it was the same thing. My phase I do in life, he was like, oh, okay, I think I can be this. But then and would have accept that. Hasn't been easy. So for me, You cannot define my Christianity because of my 3-minute song. No. People who know me, like the real me, then most of them are not even artists. So those people, they should be the ones to tell you good SUFFIX and hotel. Because I don't have to take a selfie. I currently busy every Wednesday to Bible study, because I want to feed my soul. But then there's people who they want to judge you based on a 3-minute song. Nyimba mene siya gospel. Nyimba mene mwago is like, no ways, bro. Do you understand what the gospel is, though?
I think that's the definition of the gospel. Gospel genre is one big thing that I think people need to
And I'll
unpack.
Go back to the Ishia Skefa. Ishia Skefa. Yesterday I was listening to nyimbo za Billy Gaonda. And I think Billy Gaonda is one of my all-time favorites. Zikaloweza nyimbo zake kale kwambiri mfana. Kutoza mvele nyimbo ngati zake ina yemwe aza kupereka ndamene uja naye achina Mapindulanji achina there's this song inakamba kwambiri za Vanity of Life. Zachabe. Ukamvera nyimbo imene ja trust me, people will say kuti kungokamba, this is not, that's biblical, bro. It's Ecclesiastes.
It's Ecclesiastes, yeah.
It's biblical. Yeah. So like for me, if I do nyimbo ngati ya mwana wanga dziwa kwanu kwanu, people be like, it's a good song, but it's not the gospel song. No, bro. This song is biblical. It's coming from the book of Proverbs. Ndala ikumlangiza mfana. Good counsel. So I think most of the times, my guys banga kwambiri counter argue ngini ngati zizamakhala kuti pretty much they don't understand what the Bible.
Maybe they own you. They feel like they contributed to who you are. So you are leaving them at a time when you were supposed to represent that circle. And
I think that's a problem. You can't own people. You can't own my craft. I have my own calling. And I think that has been the issue. One billion would controlling someone. Kukhala muwingi ya munthu ake unazoda zopanga control kuti ayi sungapangezi. But then, bro, my task on this earth is way different from your task, from Imani's task. So ineyo sindingapangezi napangatana. And you know what's funny? People apanga poetry, they get away with it. I have ndimakonda kungemula Marumbo Sijinga, my good friend. Trust me, if you listen to Marumbo's poetry, sometimes you'd think, this guy is not a Christian. But bro, that guy is he's imperfect, but he's a solid Christian. I know him. Komano yo ja poetry yake amaipanga package ineweyo nazo kuti apanga address zingine za chikondi, stuff like that. So when it comes to music, it's different. Yeah, SUFFIX as guys. No.
Maybe they contributed a lot in your life.
How?
We don't know.
Nah.
As Boo say,
they invested a lot. So when they see you do other things, and probably they have used you before, SUFFIX. Our product. Ukamukhala tu ababanga zinazi. Azawaja usachara nkanyadira mwana pano tena nzina kupanga.
Komano, I think that's one of the qualities of being a good mentor or leader is good letting fundamental kumpanga mentor to be themselves. Ineo sininga ntenge, let's say Mr. Gray could have under my wing and Mr. Gray has done exactly what I'm doing. Bro, no. He's not SUFFIX. Mr. Gray is Mr. Gray. So Mr. Gray might not be an artist who does a Lake of Stars or but in a Nabanga was mean as well. It doesn't necessarily mean good nice Mr. Gray and Nabanga the same thing. No, mina niche age si many niche age mina ndiamu church. Mina niche Mr. Gray ndio maimba my restaurant. You never know.
Who's your mentor?
My pastor, Pastor Newton Jirungo.
Not David Galila.
David is a great guy. It's just that we have our differences, but he's a great guy, but he's never been my mentor.
Okay. Now explain. Let's start from David Galila. What happened? How did you meet this guy and what happened? Because I think you did a lot of songs together.
No, not a lot of songs.
Not a song.
We've only done like one song together. He featured me on Zaire. Yeah.
I think the thing is the association that we're talking about. These guys, when they were coming up, panali kagulu ka anthu kuti you do always think ali limodzi or when something drops. I know when David was dropping in a Spiritfield, what album was that? Spiritfield 1, Volume 1,
There's
Exodus, like all of those projects. There were like a lot of guys who were in their circle. So it's probably very easy to think they have been together all the time.
Yeah, I think for me, I would say this. Maybe this is something that my guys in Asamazi, right? The time the Catholic University, one of my good friends, some of my very good friends are not artists. There's this guy in Madi Humphrey, Chapters. We call him Chapters.
Chapters was an artist.
He was an artist. Asali yeso esrabo kala artist. I might know esrabo kala rapper when I saw you know. Exactly. Yeah. So with Inner Chapters, what was happening was that there was that time Baptist, but Blantyre Baptist, it was like a capital of Christian rap.
Yeah.
Youth Fest, in Iraga more than 206 So now, this is what was happening. Ira manager and the Ira mene Christian rap in Adenta Wambili. Jamma 2010, 11, 12. Now, there was team, yajina Nyali Music, Gospel, Gio, David Galilani, exactly. And then kuna bwelana jina ife. Okay, now there was also one lord in Lilongwe.
Yes.
Aina Kali.
Aina
Aina Ntombo Sola and all that. Now, inena did ku see you. Ndamba kuweka ndamba ojeza ina Chapters. We've started making music together. So it was like mfana mina mone ngalindo ukondaliza music kwambiri pa crew banana lineyo, And then we decided to launch my first project at Catholic University. That was 2013, should be 13, 12. It went crazy, to be honest. And then banali my guys ngati yajina Lusayo, late Lusayo Muhango. I think this guy ndamene anabanga revolutionize the Christian rap industry. Yeah. Ndamene anabwesa na lekre ku Malawi. So this guy, sister waga mapunzila ku see you. And then sister waga naika status by Facebook, Team SUFFIX tonight, And this guy's like, what's happening at CU? SUFFIX. We need to invent nyimbo zake. And then they get to listen to my music like, this guy is brought flavor again new one mu Christian rap, And then that's when Ainakali invited me to perform in Lilongwe. So you see, ine ndikuchokera mbali, but sindi nachokele under Magaza Baptist or click yake na Nyali Music and all that. Ine nangochokera ngati kuseli naendela yanga. And then I didn't even know the Nyali Music. I was just doing my thing. And then I performed with Ainakali, and then Tadzwananda in KB, blah blah blah, I was still doing my own stuff. I remember I had a conversation with RJ, formerly known as Daily Basis. This guy, I think, Anandabanga prepare for the industry. And I was my friend, a new style in the industry. Just because you are a Christian and you're doing rap music, doesn't necessarily mean you feel. My guys and I apinjika nawe. So just be prepared and be yourself. So I started experiencing my resistance and but then I kept on doing my stuff. Yeah. So I did with see you third year. And then I got introduced to Pastor Mala. Mala is
Palinkani, before you go there, Palinkani yoti kukuida kusi you kudefacha chicken yake. Is that true? Chicken yake so unaivanga post on Facebook. Alikanda naye.
Yes.
Hey.
The world has good stories.
I don't know, man. I don't do with nalepela my swasi. Nalepela cost mozi na yudi ndi mabanga nanjanja and then mawenza.
Akuwa bees and chicken.
It was just, I think it just happened. Mo period yo fana nako yo yandikana, but I have no excuse for that.
You strongly say it wasn't hard.
It wasn't hard.
Because we were supposed to give her a shout out.
Madani good.
Your experience should be the best.
Hey, bro. Yeah. Like, I think for me, I've seen the sovereignty of God, kuti amayuza ngini nayo nazo kuti I'm
Kuti
like
zvinhu
mwina
zvake
siku
zvichizika.
zingili pano panda khadi sina kudide kusiyo.
For me, actually, that was like a hot topic. I love that topic a lot.
The topic, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Taman is a guy,
But yeah,
because I don't want you to forget where you are going, but
Okay.
we'll come back to you.
yeah. So for me, ndinalino under Mala, in Blantyre. So this guy is the one who mentored me, like from should be 2013 mpaka na 20 maybe 17 before I moved here in Ewas. So I sat under him for like 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah, so that's it. Mentor angana ameneyo
Okay.
Mala.
So when you came here, you started going to Baptist. You go to Baptist? Which church?
It's
do you go to?
Reformation Bible Church.
What?
Reformation.
Reformation Bible Church.
Exactly.
Where
It's
is it?
by Gulliver.
Ah,
Close to Gulliver. Yes. It's
that's
close
where
to
Pastor
Zimba-
Newton.
Pastor Newton, exactly.
Ah.
So we're sister churches with Antioch Baptist Church in Blantyre.
Ah, I see.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
where did you meet David along the way?
We met actually in Ditawi Mono. That's funny. Because he was moving to Blantyre, I think from Mzuzu all along. So we met. We had a great chat. But that time I wasn't doing music because I had nothing a break. So Tinachila, he gave me his CD copy, Exodus. We were friends. But then I think one thing that I noticed was Gudi, his philosophy or his approach on the matters of faith. The approach imene ndinali nayo ineyo imene akundipanga mentor Pastor Mala was different. I'm not a Pentecostal guy, but I have
So
been in the
Malime.
Pentecostal. I don't,
Mm.
but I have been in the Pentecostal circles, and
Lulu-
I have
Lulu Benzimoe.
a brother. I have a my brother is a Pentecostal guy, bro. Solid one.
Yeah.
My little brother,
Yeah, I know.
solid guy.
Yeah.
So we have our own differences, but it is what it is. So I chose kudia in path yanga I think is path yanga and So maybe somehow that might have created
Because gospel artist is usually either, if you're a rapper, most of you are Pentecostal.
yeah, very true. And you know what's funny? For me, my church, we are my reformers, my reformed disciples are amakangate ma conservative Presbyterians. They don't we do corporate worship. It's my hymns, and what go rap. And I love that space because it reminds me, Kuti Panga, this is what matters after the music stops. So I appreciate my church because of that. Because, somehow, nimaza feel kuti ndinakhamuna church china yake wezibe ka celebrity fever kakakundipeza kakunditengesa eti.
No, people there don't care about
They don't. They don't. So I think it's a good space for me.
So you meet with him, different philosophies. What happened along the way, Gudim Pagana? There should be that kind of beef.
If you get.
There's a silent beef between you guys.
I think it's just, I would say differences.
Maybe beef is a hard word.
Beef is a strong word. I think for me, I think it's normal. We are humans, and along the way, we're going to step on each other's toes. It's just how we react to getting Kadisman as well. Right? So we have our own differences, and I think I remember this nabanga escalate kwambiri nthaina yake kudatuluka china Ndizijita and a song that he was featured on. So yeah, I remember me was inavanga posi la holy beef. Yeah, but I think we have our own differences, and I respect his approach when it comes to music, and I hope he respects mine. So yeah. He is. He's a good artist. Like very. He's one of the. Zimandoaza kuti ndikaona mapost ya top 5 rappers, all-time rappers in Malawi. He's included all the times, and I'm like, yeah, it's Ningabangi
He's a
Agi.
legend.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get back to see you. Zoe Doku see you. How when you
Zoe Dogu.
Zoe Dogu.
Was it chula?
wazika anaza nkazi zoti sizinanifanya nkazi but then
See.
but then tell us what do you think contributed to you being withdrawn wakamba za subject hiyo
Yeah.
unalibe nzeru or what was going on
Ase muntu wa-
kapena nayeso zaka celebrity status kamba kubwera okay I think inenda mba kubola mageza kundidziwa yanchanchani so
Yeah, I think yo, bro, as a human, I feel like when people see my guys already pa spotlight, most of the times they think those guys have it all figured out. You know, mene chikuonekera chigwambizo chase. Ichi chitiro zonse zinaenda. No, Gwamba has his own issues, bro. You know, he's also wrestling with ngini zoti mina simukamvesesa. You know, it's the same with me. It's the same with every artist out there. So I think that time when I was with you guys, I was wrestling with Maluz.
okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's Kusiyu Ngodula.
Yeah.
And trust me, Pokaba, I respect my father because the nature of his job, even as Nzawa Nkadabode, how are you managing Umuri Bila Fizi Fana Kusiyu? You know? Now, you see, my big man ifuna zoti tigere. And big man ili yose mafuna fana agere. He's wrestling with life, trying to provide within the gere. At the same time, ndikuona kuti kadola be sikawana in terms of kuti needs ena akufunikira pagere. What do? I have this God-given talent. Nditapeza zoti anthu andidziwa ano mmaseko za ma-Christian circles. Napeza namba mama ngida invited ngati kuchangu ndikapange perform. So I was like, pandi nayo nikokera ndani, ukokera dola. So ndipanga economics. Economics ndikosisiwe kuti yazake zake. Yama graph usatizibwana. Ndiye mapezeka zoti mwina namwesabe class nthani nake, you know, and yeah, all those things. Time management inamba kuvuta. You know, for me to balance music and classes, hey bro, it was really hard. So now this is what I say to my fan ukuthi akubanga geli panopa kuti they are artists. If you are able to balance your talent and school, do it. If you know kuti one is suffering, trust me, school is abange suffer guy. Menyageli. The way Malawi is set up, I say, everybody just 2 minutes again dofunika osati masewera. So I think for me it was that mistake yokuti there was panalibe munthu amene anakanduza chilungamo kuti my friend, you need to, I think izizi mina was that guy. But then zikundibwesera beka dola kuti ndikuyenera ndibalance ma expense enake. What do I do? So because of that, I was not even in high panda in Mavuda, you know, and yeah, unfortunately, now it did, you know, and for the first time, my dad is tough. He's really tough. For the first time, I went straight. You know, it was like, okay, that's Shani, but it's yeah.
That was like that was his reaction.
Yeah, sure. But I wanted big money in the pig out. But then, bro, there was this lecture, I feel like I owe him a lot. This guy ankandidziwa personally. And amadziwa that I'm fan of Gila my own. It's just with his his name is Mr. Kamanga. And I explained to him, sir, ndalanga mende kuidziwa inewe zagera baba za tap. Sindu za tap. BFB za tap baba. So, you know, the only way I can convince him kuti malizise again. I think time I have convinced myself with, you know what? I feel like there's a lot that I need to learn, even just my Christian walk, and I need to take a break from this music thing. So I was convinced that I think he's easy in the guy and the guy again. And when I told this guy, he was like, but then that's a family matter. Sindingalo, I was like, please do whatever you can. He called my dad. Anava kugeli anafotokozera afana oyo zero zankalasi ali nazo tansiyenda kamalize geli apite ku BIU madala anavuta komabe mwana wako ni mwana wako ase so he was like no panga kamalize geli aande ku BIU ndakankha school uncle. In that time, trust me, there's my guys and I got sacrificed nali pa BIU because I was low key. I think amene ankazonda ina AK on the board yetu. Fatima kumana next to kudziwana kale. Gata, I met him when he was in his first year and I was in third year. Yeah, so it was crazy.
Was that the period you took a break from music?
Yes. I think it was between 2013 and 2015, 16. Yep.
Okay.
Economics. Oh, the actual subject. I think it was environmental economics.
Serious?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. So you know the funny thing is kusiu ukakhalira kosi mozo alepele nde waipimenya kale over. Imakupasa pressure because wailepelaso akuida. So imakupasa pressure ende mandipasa pressure. Osale masewera. Yeah, so but it is what it is, man. Life is crazy.
Oh yeah, things happen.
Yeah.
But then you still went on, graduated. What was the switch now from?
It was the same.
Oh, you still went to go and do
it was the
economics?
same economics. Kungoti ndiyo CNFRD. Yaku BIU, I think is pure economics. Yaku CU is social science related. So you have to minor my courses ngata politics and stuff like that. So nava BIU menya ma semester to awiri basi nkumaliza.
Oh, you did only 2 semesters.
I think so. I think I only did 2 semesters.
Yeah, my gen scores.
And I'm exempt, exactly. Yep.
Perfect. Cool. Music. Tagambaza Skuluzo, of course, we started. Your life could be music, could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Talking about music and as in my releases, before the latest one,
yeah,
we had Mwandi Wondera. When it dropped, it also had its own controversies.
Yeah.
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 Did it?
Yeah.
Very.
More than this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
What happened there? What's the explanation about that?
So it was people were saying wabanyimbo Mr. Glenn kwamba ama nigemula beni. Unabanyimbo kujoin. So I was actually joking with him yesterday. Would I say, imagine andi banga choose kuti ndikapange represent Malawi ku Big Brother ndikapange perform and I'm performing Mandikondera and Big Zulu is there. Crazy. But yeah, I think for me, sometimes the way I approach music is inspirational. Yeah, so I get inspired by different artists, different people, different like music, nyimbo zosiyana. You know, sometimes style yamfana inageta ndimanga inspire. But style imene ndati ndi chole chonje, I think it's colorable. So with Mwandi Wondera, man, I was having a conversation with my mom before she passed on last year. And what's funny is that conversation, no. I think it was, should be last year. And the nyimbo ya Big Zulu never discover a year, the previous year.
Okay.
And then time Veda, I was actually with Chapters home. Aika ba MTV, Bezi, Weonera. So namfo, so that's it. Nyimbo mene uimverera, ikumveka ngati chani. Anakanika kugamba that I this artist. For me, bakola sibo bamaza veka ngati kuna Mwandi Wondera. He laughed. And I was like, I might create something from that. Katika play jamachula lindika jizunga genda ngwewala. Mati interpolation kanti chani ka. Ndaiwala. So you know what I did? I called BFB, and actually I wanted to feature Kwaya Yamastain, Nimbo manager.
Okay.
Yeah. The original idea. And then BFB came up with a beat. Nangomfoto was that I said beat here got inspired by Big Zulu. But if you're nyimbo tui to kaipanga dialogue in Mwandi Wondera, and this is how we're gonna go about it, you know. So trust me, you know when things are happening, zambiri nemakati I have prepared my mind already because I knew kunazo kuti there's gonna be few zimeneyo nakuti nyimbo iyi kumveka ngati bwanji you know. And bro, I've seen my post enakaona kuti they're very depressing, what amakati they're coming from people that you know personally.
Yeah.
So you're like, come on, bro. Nakata kundiuza inbox easy. You don't have
Why
to
are you
go on
bringing it
public.
Guru Basket?
Exactly. You're my friend. But then it's all good. So yeah, but I love that. I love the fact Woody it's been a success. It's doing well by YouTube. I think it's my most viewed video on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a very creative video, I think, that I've seen. I love the song, firstly, before even the video. I love the song. It's a happy song.
It is.
It's a happy song. And when I saw the video, it just really just like hit it. I was like, yeah. And the fact that you are not there, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was so ironic.
And the original idea was Woody, it should just be a promo. Ka 15-second video. Mwana oja wakhala pansi mayaga kumumanga sisi yoja kuimba. It was supposed to be a promo. But then mafana akanjoa studios like in Hendrix. Actually, I need to give props to Yanko Seunda. He actually ndamina nabanga analemba no script ya the whole video no sobano kuti ende chonchicha. For me, my idea was kamwana kaja ndima yake azisewera mene muja. But then he was like, no, this sounds too good, you know. So I think it wonjizeremo manyongo mixe na. And then I was like, I love it.
Yeah, from the storyline, whatever was happening, to the people that were, I don't know who did the casting from the kid to the man. It's a happy song. When they were playing, running around, it looks so real. Who's that guy?
I don't even know him. So they have
the guy like
they have it's a theater. I've just forgotten the name. It's they have their own group. You don't think my drama, and I say he's a good actor.
They own the song like it's their thing. Like it's so real when you watch it. And have you seen the cut in that song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was
Did you see? Not just seeing there's a cut. Did you see the shot that
the way it
went
was
in? Dude, I was like, this cut, was it part of the script or what?
Crazy.
And it was like a proper good shot. It actually played. And I was like jumping from one gen to another.
And what's fun is that I could jump on a video sitting on the yeah, I was just sitting and I was working. Just okay, I was just working.
That idea was a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think for people that want a gospel, the gospel in God's feel,
go and listen to my
listen that one. Yeah.
Trust me. So, like for me, I think it's like, bro, if you want to listen to hardcore gospel music, plenty. Go out there. If you want to listen to positive music or you just want to listen to real life issues, because for me, bro, music I also is inspired by the Bible. Trust me. Ili ose majogela kunazo aba manali issue yakuti neho na address it. Jesus was all about justice, bro. Justice for the poor, justice for the widows. Zose jazilimo. Komano, if you articulate it in a different way, this is many bro. Just because someone has shouted hallelujah, hallelujah on a song, it doesn't mean that song is a gospel song, no? So I think we need to read more. We need to create a culture that reads more and understand things, even research, bobo.
And what people don't understand, what is a gospel?
Exactly.
The gospel is good news.
It's good news
of Christ and XY. It goes on and on. So the gospel is the hope of liberation. The gospel is basically the ideal world that we're supposed to live. That's it. So it might be coined from experiences, or it could be coined from the scripture directly.
Yeah.
So you can never say you're not doing the gospel because
you are not getting you're
not saying it the way it was said in the scriptures.
Yeah, from the
Right?
Bible,
Yeah.
the holy books.
And trust me, for me, I think the way I look at my journey is more like how Daniel was in Babylon. We are living in a fallen world,
Mm.
and you know what's funny? We shouldn't be surprised when bad things happen in the world because it's a fallen world. We should be surprised when good things are happening. That's why. That's how exactly.
Yeah.
So because I'm in a fallen world, my faith will be tested. So I have to live with what's happening here, but making sure that I'm not compromising who I am. So for the likes of Daniel, ankaphunzira tu school ya ku Babylon komwe kotu.
Mhm.
Panopa tingamanene kuti iyayi ineyo sinditenga good counsel from my uncle fana uncle anga mayaka. Mayazi, kozi yanga itakani ndi good counsel yoopyaso kusiyanaso ni nzanga inako ni Kristu.
Mm.
So that's the thing, and I think to find that balance, it's not easy.
It's funny. The example you've given is like, even for other people, they believe if you're doing school, the ideal school is theology.
Yeah.
So you have to do theology if you're a Christian because it is in line with the
With,
mandate of the. But
Can do economics.
but who's gonna fly us in the plane?
If
Exactly.
we're going to be
Who's gonna?
And
theologians.
that's the thing. And the Bible says, whatever you do it with all your might. You have to be a good steward of Chinachili Jose. If you have a podcast, be a good steward of podcast. Quality.
I say, if timaikamo tu energy yose
Of course.
ababa kuchokera kokapanga deliver nkhumba zina zili poku ina
And
vanova
I saw your post utana kugwira police.
hey
Amulanda
ndina
kapito.
20 pin ndagayira polisi pobwera.
Whoa, sorry, man.
That was crazy.
So but then I've got a guest coming. I need to pause, go shoot.
And
Ikamaliza, back.
And you know what's funny? People don't care about that process.
No,
they
people
only
just
care about how you're gonna deliver the product.
Bas.
People don't care what I went through when I was shooting video ya Mutani. Bro, it showed me flames. Trust me, the budget was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the process was just crazy. It's not easy. Kubanga assemble guru. People just seek a 3-minute product, guys, and they will start criticizing. Uncle, can you understand the guy? So...
And it's a big thing with arts. When it's the arts, people think, kodi amarani, because they only see the end product. They don't know how much footage was cut out for you to actually get that. How many hours went into, how many days went into planning all that thing.
Exactly.
They'll see that, ndikupanga conclusion, and then akunena, but they cannot feel the pain that you felt in just creating that thing.
And that's where the also issue of being a Christian, being regarded as a Christian artist, imabwera nazo kuti sinanga ndino minister muzangu tumikira to bakati sibajatu. I think
ndikansonkhano kachitsitsimutso ka anyamata mungobwera.
And the funny thing is, I've addressed all these issues in munyimbo zanga, and I feel like I'm some emphasis. There's this intro, the previous album, To Whom It May Concern, the statement. I mentioned many mujada antaina geru ninkapita kwa Slay. Eni ndikuwela mini basi ndamo za conductor ndimaimba nyimbo za gospel za uzimu nesi ndilipira. Ana zoti wopusa wambiri. Chilipira fajani. You have to pay. So the thing is, like for me, ndikakati mwina panga address ngini ya social economic issue, kaandale whatever. Wasia gospel wa ambassador bro.
We're talking about Satanism and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You performed with Shepherd Bushiri.
Yeah.
And there was a story that was banging. I saw some kind of bag with SUFFIX Walo Satanism.
Yeah.
How did you handle those things?
Bro, like for me, I feel like you don't know me because you've listened to my 3-minute song. You don't know my whole life. You don't know what I'm all about. You don't know Makala. So it's unfair for you to bring a jaja based on something that you've just seen or hear. You need to understand the whole process. For me as an artist, I've sat down with my pastor before about issues to do with how do you work with people that you feel like they handle stuff differently from you, And he was like, I think for me it's about your conscious as well, you know. Palantena they cannot perform ku Lake of Stars. Palantena they cannot perform ku Sun Festival. Or the name are Christians. And it's all good. Trust me. It's all good. In as an artist, I say, if my conscience is clean and I'm performing Malawi Nage, for me it's all good. Because this is the thing. Ku ECG kuli fans yanga. You know? Kuli mafans yanga mbili mbili. I might not agree with some of the things that they do. It's the same way they don't agree with everything that I do. You know, we find a common ground. Okay, Suffix, we're booking you to perform. I'm rendering a service to them. I'm doing that as a business way of doing things. At the same time, for my fans who are there. So ndokuvaa perform and I'm back. Just because I've performed at ECG, it doesn't mean I've joined ECG. You know? And I think that's how people koma soma za anthu amakonda kuyankhula.
Yeah.
Timakonda nkhani.
Timakonda
You know,
nkhani.
timakonda
Tikakhala
nkhani.
palibe
I think
nkhani, zinthu sizimayenda.
yeah. So it is what it is. Like for me, I performed there because they booked me to perform there. Yeah.
Okay.
And talking of ECG, before you come in, Dennis, is the whole thing around Gwamba and you. You come from way back. There was an allegedly beef that was cleared later on because you guys worked together on a joint. But there's that whole thing when you came in, because of your stars were matching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and everyone felt like you were hitting for a spot for each other.
Yeah.
And then Chris Ujinalo also so Zukaso muntu Chris too and whatever. What has been the journey with you and Kwamba? I think, and before you respond, did I hear somewhere the Mumutani voice ka Kwamba?
Mutan? No. There was AKA. I mean AKA, not AKA. AKA.
Yeah.
So in 2011, to see you, I was just, a kid already rapper wa muhudu. Ndanyamulanga CD kanga ndikudusa pa room pena pake ndikumvera chibiti ina yake. Ina chibiti chimene chibwanji. Ndikuzasosomera pa window ndikuona afana ina yake. His name is Sly K. Sylvester. And this guy is like, you in the yard, right? I'm like, yeah, and in the bonga say, do you uma floor? I'm like, yeah. Tabadi vile nyimbo zako. Guess what? Akuzamvera CD yanga is like, guys, tabwelani. Ndabeza twin brother wa Gwamba. So I'm like, who is Gwamba? Gwamba sumuzo da? No, I've never heard of Gwamba. Tadiga tukumvesa lese nyimbo zake. They played nyimbo ya Gwamba and Crazy G. I was like, no ways. This guy is so good and he sounds like me. You know? But then, you know what happened? Inenda kanda chuka Gwamba before Gwamba, but it's Gwamba bela. Exactly. So in I was that was 2011. 2012 I got saved. So as a Christian, nyimbo za Christian rap or whatever, sungafananize nimene zimapitira nyimbo za zinazi. You know? And then Gwamba Blue. Kuti Blue ndi chizungu chomveka. Blue. Gwamba Blue.
We got all right.
Blue.
Ero.
Blue.
Blue. Because
Blue.
It's growing up, right?
Yeah.
It's BR.
No,
Bro.
it's
L.
Yeah.
BLO. Blow. It blew
Whatever.
Zomwenzi.
Chinabwera paboti. Yeah, but Gwamba nabezoro wa blow. And I say I've been a huge fan. Gwamba. He's trust me. I think after Ineo who inspired me Wambili was Young K. Time in 90 secondary school, so I think. But then I think after era Young K kunatulugana ina Gwamba. You know, he revolutionized hip hop ya Malawi kopya with his Chichewa flow, Janjani. And then I don't think amakumbukira is easy. Then again I think ndizaka yanga post mene na yesunga screenshot mene yodala. Nzango nkumba sikunaka. Nditatulusa DOS mixtape. He actually posted about it. It's like, is this guy Suffix? Eish. DOS mixtape again yanyato kwambiri. Anabanga post by Facebook, you know. And then I think I reached out to him. Kuti timenye nyimbo akabwera ku Daredevils. I think that time they were recording Cindy Danda remix. But then life happened. I got saved. Kenako basika communication kana buzaleka boya because tinkangobanga communicate by Facebook back then, And then I started doing my own stuff. He's doing his own stuff. Kumano imakhala imene yoti banga compare suffix. It's the same with I think NF and Eminem, but over time anthu anapezera mbano kuti panga chani kuti siyanisa kuti I think igwamba ndoyo suffix ndoyo. Kumano there's never been like beef between me. No guys. It's ridiculous when people think kuti there's this assumption of people thinking kuti artists should be best friends. Just because you're an artist, you don't have to be best friends. My artist my co-workers. Don't say we're just doing this music business thing.
You work,
you go to work, you come back.
To your
you
friends
have your
and
own
your
life.
family.
Exactly. That's why I was saying with my friends anga enina serious ambili. It's my artist. So just because people don't see me with Maseoba or Nanda doesn't mean we are not friends. Tena kitu makumana teacher bana FIFA. But we don't have to put it out there, So yeah, but there's no beef between me and Kwamba. We're friends.
Mm-hmm. And you doing a song with him, Kenagomate, people like you say you're a Christian artist, you're jumping on a song with people that I think by that time, right? I don't know if you Gwamba had switched to gospel music then.
I think the confusion was now that was Naga judge. So I think anthu ambiri sankaimvesesa ndakakhala jaji ndikuti chani because ndana line yange kuti show yasekera seningapiteko. So people
okay,
like,
I've followed the confusion of the song Ndikana Khala Jaji, and people just don't understand what
they don't get it.
The wordplay that was going there. Kuti it's not kuti iye akunena kuti ndizimene ali, but
it's what everyone thinks out there.
Yeah. But people took everything that he said word for word. Kuti suffix ananena chakuti.
To be honest, I feel like I think that's what Malawians want most. Ndisabange generalize. Enakata wondilusira. Ambiri amafuna nyimbo za straightforward. Zimene azijed. Kuti wabwelesere nyimbo. Joy na Lucas kubwera uzakhawa Malawi kuno kwasanga bange foolish. He has his own ways of addressing Guinea. And even in any form. So it is what it is. I think hip hop ndio vuda nkolo. Hip hop rap is it's a it indeed, stereotype inake already ndio ubwelese soka controversy vangono. It's crazy. Yeah.
We have talked about Mwendi Wondela. How many other songs have you done that came from somewhere and you just played around with them?
12 Hours. So 12 Hours was inspired by two different artists. A friend of mine had sent me a song, Rich 32 from UK. Rich, anamenya nyimbo inage amagamba za how people think kuna udineo I'm all about music, but you have to understand the country but one makandu ganza za mwana wanga. Because this is just work. It's overwhelming. That's what he was saying. So I was like, you know what? How do I put this from in my own perspective, in my own context? But people should also understand that suffix kudene kwaone mwana stene yake mamuza iwe kasese banja. So I was like, oh, okay. I think I need to do a song. I should explain my day minima endela within 12 hours. Yeah, with the solo ndokapanga perform ku show. And actually 12 hours is a real it really happened. Exactly. It really happened.
Yeah, it sounds so real.
It really happened, bro. Trust me.
Master, I know.
Master, anayodali busy ase phone yake siku tabizana zara zandenge if a gamudo dilibe kujirobe because that time I was in Chirobe. And then I had to grab a minibus, bro. Yeah, now we are minibus. Ndinamona Progizo Progain. Progizo do abira ku French culture. That time I think French culture center. The truth I'm abira ku zabanga perform. Namuimbira phone nani mina pa kwacha. Tinagwera. Ndumuza G ndangochoka kuku kumano sinaje. Alati pasodesa tikamenye nyama. Because Progain amakonda nyama kwambiri. When pasodesa kaja nyama. Kaja nyama Bob Pondo ambagemba phone. That time he was managing. It's like you wake up and say you need to do sound check tamabwera kuno remote. It's like I say bro, it is a fire. Progizo rusa 5 months mene bajata yawala change say kala nayo imene yoyo. ituvaya. So whatever I was saying with 12 hours, it really happened. Exactly. And there was a few so in again so show ya the truth here. So it was crazy. So in aliso mama 12 hours most. Yeah, there was I think I was saying I'm going through phase jona zokuti njala edlibe ndachedwa kushow fanzi yanga ikwera mmaviwi ifuna iza ndifile koma ikondona ndikuthamanga ndanyamula kabagi ndokasintha mphacha sinanga mswere. At the same time uvaya pa Facebook kuona anthu akunena zoti suffix khangati akumubhifa gwamba. Suffix akubhifana ndi D. So I silenced that for a reason. But I didn't want to create ngini nazo kuti tipezeke zoti basi pachitika sonkhani. So I was like, let me just silence this one. But so yeah. So with 12 hours, it was the same thing. Kuti namvera nyimbo ya Rachel, and then I listened to Seko's ya Gemstones. Gemstone is one of my favorite rappers. He's a Christian rapper. He's really good. So he has his own way of delivering even ngini yake. So I listened to nyimbo yake Seko's. Seko's imakamba zinthu zosiyana ndi za 12 hours. Zosiyana kutalitayi. Ndinamvera style inandowaza. I was like, let me see if I can do style yomwe koma mujijewa. Let me just try. I went to the studio wa GD. Ndinkailembera sopompo. I recorded with GD. I was like, this sounds good. Bas. So I think I think it should be 12 hours. Mwandikondera. And Ulendo Wakumwamba. Ulendo Wakumwamba was inspired by a poem. That was in 2012. But I actually, with him, nalemba ndikutusa nyimbo, this song has been inspired by Chris Webb. Yes, he did a poem. Yokuti imagamba ngini ngati mene nkakamba Mulendo Wakumwamba. I was like, okay, what if I put this on a song? How can it sound? So yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. How are we doing with time?
Don't worry about time. I say
we're good, eh?
There's some, I don't know if it is in your preps, but I know there's a huge thing that happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually like a big thing that we need to discuss.
Yeah.
It can't go because it moved from that to like a lot of things. And when you said at the beginning of the conversation, like I'm on crossroads, I was thinking like, okay, is it coming from that? Okay,
Exactly.
and all that. Can we go there?
Yeah, man. I think it's been been a very difficult season for me and my family. And I feel like people say it's gonna get better with time. I don't say nah. It doesn't get better with time. It gets worse with time because everything that I do and over, whenever I wanna celebrate my wins, I used to call my mom. Kulibego. Whenever I'm frustrated, I used to call my mom. Kulibego. My sisters, whenever they, they're in their, zone yokuti kupinjika kwambiri, they have to call me. I'm the firstborn in the family. I have to also constantly check on my dad. So it hasn't been easy. And for me, I think one thing that to be honest, death does destroy people. It destroys you. It actually, like I'm in a phase where I have been wrestling even with my faith, in honesty. Trying to understanding pale mavesi enake amamba osamamveseseka ukamba nokwawelenga. When I guys who said, his grace is sufficient, you're like, no, his grace is sufficient to you because your mom is still around, still alive. My mom is gone. You can't be telling me his grace is sufficient, but it's true. His grace is sufficient, but how do you process that? And one thing that I've learned or realized is that no one will ever understand the feeling until it happens to them. And trust me, it's not a good feeling, to be honest. last year my creativity went, you know. It was really hard for me to write because every time ndikafuna ulemba imangobwera nyimbo ya chisoni. Every time ndikafuna ulemba imangobwera nyimbo ya chisoni. And I remember when recently KBJ Nabanga post video in this is one of the songs many Suffix will never put out there. I was gonna drop a project. I thought I had time. And trust me, project yose nyimbo zozilipo ndi yachisoni yokayoka. For me, I felt like did I drop a tribute? I must deny it. I felt like this is not enough. I still have a lot to say. So I was just pouring those things, munyimbos. But then I was like, but this is personal. I'm not sure if Antena Ganga's a feel or that.
Yeah.
You don't know. Maybe you were just selfish there. But that song, the tribute to your mom,
Yeah.
Ayilona.
is too powerful to even people that have their moms. The way I thought about my mom,
Yeah.
when I listened to that
Yeah.
one, it was different.
Yeah, no fear.
So even people that lost dads, lost like people that like parents of that nature, the way you expressed, because it felt personal. I think maybe that's the way you craft things, right?
Yeah.
It was so personal. The way you were trying to explain about your sister, the way you're trying to explain about the whole family dynamic around the same thing. No, it's different.
Yeah. But then, I think as an artist now, I felt like it wasn't a good time for me to drop that project. Yes. I was like, man, I don't feel, I don't know. My instincts anger man. No, you don't have to put it out. But that's one thing that my fans would never understand, because when you're putting out Ngini, you have to be 100% sure. And yeah, it's been like that. But I think this year it's been good. At the same time, I'm approaching April. My mom passed on the 18th of April, and I don't even know what's gonna happen that day. I might be performing somewhere, and I feel like it's gonna be good for me, therapy wise. But I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, tsiku likazabwera. But yeah, it's been hard. At the same time, you cannot question God. You can have a lot of questions, but you cannot question God's character. God cannot stop being good because my mom passed on. You can't say God is good just because my awali moyo. You have to be able to say God is still good. Maya Maria. So it's been hard, but yeah, man. It is what it is. Nafeso sigula tuli kubwera.
Okay.
You can't run away from it. Yeah.
I think one of the highlights for last year, I don't know if I should call it a highlight, that I witnessed the love that you had for your mom. Apart from the songs or maybe the other things that I observed, maybe from your posts or talking to you here and there, was when you did your event. It had everything to just celebrate kind of the life of your mom.
Yeah.
In different aspects. It was a very creatively produced event. You had the bulletproof thing with your
Yeah.
mom's face on it.
Zaluso did that for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the process like of working on that event at the back of your mom dying and you trying to cross? I don't know if people cross
Yeah.
the grief period,
Yeah.
and then you have to focus on creating that.
Well, I think it was one way of expressing my grief as well. The concert. And yeah, now that goes back to Adaja Malemba's what SUFFIX and Banga launch dzina la project.
Project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think for me it was a way of grieving and celebrating her at the same time. And the process was crazy. I think one thing that it's not easy to put out a song. I mean, to put out to organize a show. A big shout out to my friends. I mean, like they trust and they have, they've believed in me from the start and they helped me with organizing everything, but it wasn't as easy as it looked that day. But I think it went well. My hiccups in Agisamali Pila, and I celebrated and grieved my mom the way I wanted on that day. So yeah, all good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about hiccups, if there's one topic that I think I struggled with every guest that came here last year,
Yeah.
was to do with shows and events and the planning of those things. I think time and again, I would go to those shows for different reasons. That watch some, go there with other guys that are working at the event, trying to get them around and all that. And one thing I've observed is there's there's been a very big I don't want to call it loss making or what, but I think people would plan an event in the way they want, but when it comes to, like, let's say getting the revenue
outcome.
into it, the outcome, it's not always there.
Yeah.
What was your experience, and what are some of the highlight things that you can share when it comes to events planning? Are you planning to do an event soon as well after that?
Trust me, I'll be honest with you. It's not worth it to do a big event when you don't have this financial muscle, when you don't have sponsors, when you don't have people that have invested or put their money on it. Trust me, it's not worth it. You don't have to do it. Trust me. It's time wasting, and it's after the show kumasala weka alesa maendela yake mavuto ena ake amene achitika achama kupeza ndiweyo. So that's when you realize that kodi ndinakapanga ngini kapena ayi. At the same time, it depends on what you want to achieve by the end of the day. Sometimes you just wanna, brand yako ikule, which is okay. But for me, I had my own reasons as well. And I feel like ntaina ake nazaziwa so kuti event indipanga affect because one, the change of the venue.
Yes, that was
Exactly.
huge.
Sivo, I think a lot of people were geared to go to Sivo. Kumano ku golf club, magali motankali tsakulowa. It was really sad to see my message mama ine anthu akundilembera that safe ended nabwera koma ndinabwerera because magali moda madelesa kulowa.
We're there for,
Yeah, I was really pissed, I'll be honest with you, because trust me, nakabanga ukandrama nakabwerera, I want to talk about this also. It's a comfortable, I mean, it's an uncomfortable thing to say, but I want to say it because I have to.
Yeah.
My service providers 2 minutes nakabanga zonzachibwana kwambiri, and I feel like it's not good for me to respect nthawi ya ambassador because the ambassador, and I shouldn't respect nthawi ya Imani because it's Imani. Imani ngadafuna kumana tour, I should show up nthawi yabo. Ambassador kanza kumana at 2 ndikuyenera kupita nthawi yabo. So I shouldn't treat you guys differently because of your status. That's not on. That's not on. So for me, I feel like by my guys nagama kupasa service inagi just because it's you. And service yomwe sangaka mpase muntu wina. That's the thing. So for me, I was frustrated by the guys anabangas provide sound system. I was very frustrated.
It was a mess.
They got a booking a night before my show. Yet we agreed on us they have to set up
the same night.
People were doing sound check at 3 p.m. Who does that?
Yeah.
My guys ambiri show ija, and already my families ndiana mina mabwera. And they were expecting to show yamba at 11.
Literally.
Trust me. Show yamba at 11 is traja ma 4-5. That was my idea. Instead nikafuna banga show ya usiku. So antambira nabwera ma 11. They didn't even watch me. Bwera ma 11 bona show sinambe basa mabwerera. Ndantu amauzana ma status simu. Sinambe. Of course people showed up. Komano exactly.
Kuda SUFFIX show
yajedwa yes. And makanga kuti vudo ni ndani. They blame you.
It's SUFFIX. Show ya SUFFIX.
You see, so but then like, I was like, this is not my problem. So how do I go about it? But I was frustrated because even the design stage made napanga pachiyambi napanga izisi mwina 2-3 months before the show I needed ninkafuna design ina koma because my guys a sound system sakubwera ali ku show ina atopa munthu wa stage wabwera munthu wa stage akuti nangati panga bwanji show ya SUFFIX ni amamawa anamba panga mount stage mene amafunira and he mounted it the way he wanted not the way I wanted and I don't blame him you know because kunalibe ko magazi amene tinagwizana kuti andipangire ngini ya stage so I was frustrated by my guys would provide for sound system. It was really trust me, I was pissed, honestly. But it is what it is. Zinachitika, we learned my lessons and then I okay, next time tipange easy. At the same time, even in security, so pinja bangono, you know, like there were certain people owners over there, they were supposed to come and the glories because of who they are. Lucius Band. I mean, the whole Lucius Band came to watch my show. I wasn't expecting Lucius Band was on a show to support me. But Lucius that time he was wrestling with his body. In an ambulance, I would have that was sad, bro.
You know,
that was sad.
It was a mess.
Yeah,
it was a mess. Outside there,
that was sad. So some of those things.
Lucius
exactly. So for me, it's like ndine show. And hamakulanda mafoni kuti usakale frustrated
whatever is going
on. But then at the same time because I was on top of things in madziwa zina zvichitika of course ina sindi madziwa nadziwa mama but yeah at the same time it went well. A big shout out to Flood Church, they came through, to be honest. Pastor Humphrey is one rare gem, bro. He's a servant.
Exactly.
He's a servant. And andithandiza kopya show manager because he was like the guy ankavanga oversee stuff. Ajina Ashley, Ajina Agre, there was Dali Mizaya, there was Sam, you know, my guys are not getting Chido heavy. So yeah, we learned and it is what it is. But the next time I think you're considering, this goes out to my fellow artists. Next time you're considering doing a big show, you need to consider ngini yama cost kwambiri. You need to be honest with yourself what you want to achieve because my picture ena mena mabereka my artist ena mena mona ubanga my big show out there, it's not what you see. What happens
I've always wanted an artist who's gonna come here and say this.
It's not what you see sometimes.
Because okay, when a show happens like that, what artists do is afterwards, nice pictures. You had very good audience.
Yeah.
It's but people are not having the honest conversations with each other or one another.
Yeah.
So somebody would see your show and say, wow, SUFFIX. Ayamba kusayiza iyeyo mena mena fan base yake yali ineso ndwadani ngabanga yanga. You're talking about all that let's say resource ya Flood Yoka.
Yeah.
All these guys that actually were behind you.
These guys I didn't pay them.
Ndini zake yomwe au church kwao or azizake sanga bwe kanithandiza.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these guys were shouldering all the pressure that was coming.
Exactly.
They controlled it and they helped you. Wina kangodzuka rumawa. And ufuna ndichimenyeso cha ine concert ya ile project.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy to organize a big show. It's not easy. You need to have someone who akubasa ndrama yonse so mwina.
Money is the key thing that you need to consider first before you actually start even thinking of chan.
Yeah. Because you know what happens? My guys all they think about is stage, equipment, supporting artist, venue. 4 things. Supporting artist is because tatenga my friends. So venue, stage, the sound system. And I'm gonna do this. Bro, there are more complicated things than those. Of course, those are the key again. I say kumakhala makoste na age odabwisa onazokuti this is well and budgeted for. You know, so you have to be very wise when you're considering to do my events akula. Yeah.
Okay.
Unaocha show.
I would say I made a loss. Yeah.
You quantify it?
Maybe 2.3, 2.4 million.
Yeah.
Loss.
That's a lot, man.
It is a lot of money.
And you look at security ina amene unayika plus my service providers amene anakupanga let go. Do you think it's time that loss can be shared
with the service providers, right? Because there's no way they should leave you
Yeah,
alone
and I
when
feel
you
like
entrusted them.
you're right. I feel like that's where contract issues have to come in. Good guys, if we are expecting you to do this, and this. My expectation ngati awasachitika, it means kuti ifeyo ndalama zathu izi sitikulipirani yayi. Tipanga share makosti awa and awa. Because yeah, it's very, because the thing is, I think that's where, trust me, we are all selfish beings, to be honest. Timabanga consider kwambiri how you gonna benefit from ngini nake basi. It's like, what's in it for me all the time. So you don't care about my feelings amuntu ina kazo kuti show ilipa shoda pake show yonse akupanga organize, because I say I was dealing with Pompey's team. I was dealing with, my supporting acts and then I was dealing with this, I was dealing with that, I was dealing with this. Kena wina apange mess up apa. So it was really like crazy. But then at the same time, I think Malawi no industry I don't know if I should call it an industry. Yeah, I think what
do we have one?
We are very far from being an industry, because I say in here I don't have to worry about ngini show, So now this is the thing. Aliese has to eat. It's a privilege when you meet Antenna who you're working with and they're not looking for money from you. They just want to help you. And trust me, I feel like I don't appreciate that enough. Antungara na KBG. AKA anemba nyimbo Sim Dope. I promise you, before my career ends, nzemba nyimbo like KBG. Trust me, I'll do it. That guy is down to earth. He has really like elevated me. Couldn't figure me and deliver. So now, Antonio alibe my privilege ngatameno. Even in your Antonio agona zokuti sinagawe kanao because they want money. So now you're looking at budget mina kukubasa, and you're looking at outcome event yako yenda, but it's like they didn't ngubanga do zinto for free lava nangokulipira ninuyo. It's like nangotenga ndama kukulipira anthu iwe ndungokhala opanda kanthu. So
we still so sizina take now azibwera bena
kudzapempha dollar. Exactly. So yeah, man, it's
how much did you pay Pompey?
Of course,
how much was he paid? Despite however he's paid,
it's confidential because I mean, and you have to ask himself. But he's my brother, so sukudi anajja kundipanga makuti. He's my brother, yeah. But he had to get paid.
I was there at the show. I'll be control. I know he's your brother, but for me, I didn't see the value he brought on the show. That's me, because for me, every person who was there, most of the people that were there, because I stayed there, nabwe and nakhala bana omalizira nditu. I'm telling you, even without him, that show could have happened.
Of course,
I'm trying to drive to a certain point there, where every show that is being done in these events is trying to have
an international act.
That's the thing.
An international act.
As if Iguti artists within Malawi can never
put a show by themselves.
A show without someone.
I mean, you're right, and that's what I'm saying. It's a learning curve. It's a learning process, because pretty much that's what has been happening. Kuti Kumalawi kunogo, I say Nigerians, mafana amenali kunja diaspora.
Diaspora, yeah.
Yes, Nigerians. I heard kuti mafana amena mava maglabu mabiga magali bila kwa DJ kuti Afrobeat is played or many kuja.
Yes.
Loving wow. I feel like the moment we start appreciating our our own artists here in Malawi, and the kwabanga value. Moment imene ife zambe kuyaka moto kwambiri kumalawi kuno. Trust me. The way I'm appreciating what Zeze is doing. Zeze has been in SA for and Zeze is one of my childhood friends. Kopia.
He mentioned in his interview
so I know Nesmasi. So Zeze, it's the same thing. He understands amapiano kwambiri chifukwa khala kujo, and then anabulisa flavor yachimalawi kubwera kuno. Trust me, if imagine fana meno chayo kumuyagisa moto za serious, appreciating his art by supporting even kuvaya ku show wake, kulipira mtengo wabo chanchani, ngini zimapanga spill over iyeyo so ndere mafana amene akualemba ntchito kuti ma photographers azijabo videographers jabo. If you pay me well, KBG is gonna eat well. KBG is not gonna be shooting me for free anymore. Ona some of my friends are in Andali, they're gonna eat well because they work with me. That's how it has to be like. So I feel like the reason why Team Abulesa International act to Malawi is because a Malawi ambili amafila anhu hakunja. Trust me, that was the mentality.
Which is a crazy thing, and we need to change that.
That was the mentality. Kuda anhu ambili amafila anhu. So tikanibulesa at least Pompi or tikabulesa Kiss Daniels fans if no design. Come I say, and it's not easy. And I don't think I've ever heard Uguji unless otherwise. It's my artist ocheba mina na vira kukunja kwa kama supporting acts show ya artist okunja. Ndo ocheba.
Tiba itanidwa artist ambira kumalawi kuno. Ama itanidwa ndi anthu akumalawi kuno. Ukapanga show ya within the community.
Yeah.
It's the madingo pano. I mean, you can tell that Navida ku show he performed ku audience ya guru. Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah,
so that's the thing. So now it's hard, you know. Komano ene I believe, trust me. I believe unazo kuti titati bange concert yokuti Gwamba, SUFFIX, Kelvin Sings, KOK, Nandani, just my guys and I. Sure,
we're planning one.
That's dope.
We're planning. That's why we have started this whole Malawi Night movement that we're doing.
That's dope. Yeah, we need to start appreciating our own. Do you know what?
Culture.
Before you mention that, do you know what Ekon said by interview in online interview? America is like that because they have branded it to be like that out there. We need to also start branding ourselves. Appreciate what's happening here.
Everything validation
it's crazy.
They will never respect your craft.
Never.
No. And those guys, they come here, they see how good people are. But like, why are they even inviting us?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. When we were driving with Pompey, we were playing music. He kept stopping, like through the playlist. Wait, stop. What's that? And okay, you know when people are telling you the truth or having a conversation about the truth, these are people that are not there. So he would just stop, like, can you play that song again? He listened to Praise Umali.
Yeah.
He listened to a few songs from KOK.
Yeah.
He listened to several artists. Dude left and told me, Dennis, Malawi has got great artists.
Pompey, Malawi,
what you have here is way far when talent-wise than what we have in Zambia. But I'll tell you, Zambian artists will always blow than you. I don't know why. Maybe you guys, I don't know how I haven't listened to a lot of songs since I've been around until when we're on this car and because I connected my phone. So I was just like playing some.
At the same time, I think it's just the internet users, you know. Zambia kuja think makanambili.
Yeah.
They use internet, so consumption of music it's easy than kumalai kunogo. But we're getting there, man. I think to be honest, if we look back, but at least the artist here at least or even 5 hands or 8 hands we show.
We're moving. You know what? Sometimes
we are moving, but
you're moving when you're not moving.
Slowly.
You know when you're stuck in mud, you can because it's
we have a long way to go, of course.
And that's the shows where there was a conversation with Zeze, right? About, you know, South Africa. And how long a gig throughout the week? And
bro,
you have 2, 3, 4 shows.
Bro, I had a conversation with when we went to SA for a show on the KBG 2018.
And I saw you you had a picture with Zeze.
Yeah, he was there at that time. We met Solomon. Solomon is a poet from US. He's friends with Jackie Hill.
Jackie Hill, I think
so. Solomon
at that time.
Ankandifusa kuti we want to come to Malawi for, you know, tour and stuff like that. So I was like, "Ndaya boy Malawi." Ndi mwina from August mavitao. I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, he laughed. He was like, "Dude, this is work. ifeyo topanga tuwa even in January timapanga ntchito iyi all even in January. So I was like koma sitinafike kumene kuko brother. Feyo anthu amakhala kuti amaliza za maukwati December, January mafizi. Crazy, man. But
okay, the other thing that I was trying to drive at is if someone booked you let's say you're performing next weekend Saturday, they don't want you to perform to another show.
True.
That's bad. That's selfish. You will all the same. Let's say you're performing, and probably because of our bad timing, right? If you're performing on that at that show 2 p.m.
to 3 p.m.
to 3 p.m.
Said it's supposed to be 45 minutes.
Someone can also book you for 1 hour space for you to travel and whatever from let's say 4 or 5 to another time. Another person can book you from 8. Another person can book you from 10 to 12.
True.
But here.
Akangogona paposta imodzi.
No,
so what's so
because of the time as well. Because when you go there, when they say the show is gonna start at 3, it doesn't start at 3.
Imakhala kamba 7
in Malawi shows will always
Komanso
hit AM. You saw a show in like my blacks
and tikupita kunchito ma blacks akuyimba ali bajeni ma 6.
maso tigule ndege ma artist ife. Yeah. Because you can have a gig in Zuzu, and have a gig in Blantyre, and have a gig in Els.
As long as you have a private jet.
Ubanga. Komano, I think that's what in AO for me. I feel like that's one. I don't know about artists in Aminana Banga zina chitirabo izi kumalawi kunoko, but I felt like I broke a record again. Of course, this is something that I can't put it out there most of the times on social media because people think we need to feel. You know, I think that's one thing actually that. Of course, yeah, of course, but I think there's a thin line between being confident and the goyago, you know, and I feel like sometimes confident it's mistaken by and I think that's one thing that unfortunately we are labeled as Christian artists we struggle with. It's hard for me to put out my achievements out there, and as it I remember just putting it out there. Kunabwera friend angana ake kwayamba padeni. Ndafika sitting on my SUFFIX this mawadi so says. I was like, it's hard for me when ndenge chituzi ndike pa social media. Ndazi ndinawo maramba. So musizona mukawera. You know, now this one thing. I remember 2018 when I dropped Before I Sleep. We actually launched that album for free for a reason. I wanted to go mainstream. It was an intentional move because I felt like, oh, you know what? Trust me, I'm human. I'm an artist. I'm a hip hop artist. Sometimes I'm not appreciated enough. You know, those people out there. If that guy is performing Lake of Stars, there's no difference between me and that guy. What do I do? So for me, I had to sell myself out there. We had to launch the album for free. Because we knew unazo kubwera nani fanzia mbili because ndi aulele so anthu dana bwera and it worked. Trust me, that year I got booked by 2 different brands festivals. Okuti sizimateka. I got booked by Lake of Stars, I got booked by Sun Festival the same year. And I was like, but that is doing a book same year in Lake of Stars and Sun Festival the same year. It's not easy because I remember I had a conversation with one of the guys. Kuti come on, SUFFIX. Because you're performing but then we'll see. But we still have to convince them because I mean we just have to get you. I was like, guys, this is my bread and butter. What do I do? So fortunately it worked. I had to go. Of course, it was different dates. Yeah. So I performed Lake of Stars in 2018, and then I performed with Sun Festival same year. It was really, I think those are some of my highlights as an artist.
Okay. There's a lot that we need to do as Malawians, honestly, when it comes to events, when it comes to being patriotic. Wearing this jersey, Panova, looks like it's just, but for me, it's a statement that I'm making. I think there's smaller things that we just need to be proud of. The music. Paizinthu zambiri zoti zimatibowa, of course, Koma ngati zikutibowa ife, who are we? We are Malawians, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to change things. It's not those guys that are at Capitol Hill. Those guys changed their houses, changed their families. So I mean, if you're an artist, I think it's now our own duty to now start supporting ourselves as artists. Your friends have got something going on, go there, support them, share that with your circle.
And
When people start showing up for others, others will show up for each other. That's how I think we'll move.
and I want to say this as well. And this is I'm doing this for the sake of my fellow artists who are Christians. I feel like there's been trust me, I have experienced this for a longest time and I still experience it. I'm not here kuti ndinene kuti I want to be accepted by the other side of the world. No. But I want to say this. If you want to appreciate art, appreciate it as it is. Don't appreciate art because don't do it chifukwa kuti it should only apply when it's an artist who is not a Christian. That's not fair. Trust me. It's not fair because there is artists holding that Krista say they are super talented, but trust me, they will never get booked or appreciated. The same way other artists are being appreciated, and they're doing the skill yawo onse kuipanga chani apa chimakhati ndi chimozimozi. It's just whether the message is different. So for me, I have been in my groups ama WhatsApp ena kuti natuluka mudala because nimeona kuti wina kakaposta chinthu moto wina kaposta china chake tibena ntchito ungova kodi guys namba yako kuti bwanji ngati sana aone postage, you know. So those things, if you want to appreciate, if you are patriotic, if you really love your country, then you will appreciate someone regardless of what amaimba genre yaje.
Yeah, but there's a fact here. The fact is, there's never been a Christian person who's an artist who has gone mainstream and has done the milestones you have done in the hip hop sector.
It's not easy.
Exactly. No,
it's not easy.
Tell me one who has gone to different countries to perform, who has had shows, even just
organizing a show for them for it's just
a show. Because the Before I Sleep one that happened, Bambo, that was huge.
Oh yeah,
that one really had to set a note to the world. Okay, don't look at art.
Yeah, don't look at who.
No, don't look at the genre or the. Appreciate art first, because when you see a picture, first of all, subanga appreciate amene wajambula ya.
You look at it as it is. Yeah.
Exactly, you appreciate it as it is, and
it's
then you
later
start
on you start finding out oh, and they are pasta and so you not start hating it because we've done a jambula
pasta. No. Exactly. So I think ndima feel ngati pokabwe somehow that's one of my frustrations as an artist. I feel like there's been that huge gap between it's like musabange mvedi territory ya or no,
and it's boring.
It is, bro.
Those camps don't go anywhere.
That's why even singapita udali ndi industry
because it's.
And now there was a question that was asked: is you call CHH called Christian?
CHH or Christian hip hop?
Is it there in Malawi anymore? People have been asking that question.
That's a very good question. Yeah. That's a very good and
because there was a time
tricky question.
There was a time when the music was buzzing, right? Like people were doing stuff. Only that, and there were events that were really signaling those kind of investments that people were doing. But now, if people don't hear you, don't hear the new Gwamba, who are they listening to in the space?
Yeah, that's sad.
My guys, amatusa nyimbo, makamwa ndimuna 900 downloads.
Yeah, that's. I think, and I feel like it's our responsibility as well. Like for me, and I feel like it's my responsibility to actually start nurturing mafana ina mina kubweret.
Yeah.
At the same time, I feel like chijo saje nintawe, of course.
So kama guys are manager for makandi azibusa hawa mene they can't release anything until they spoke. Iwe utomuza sifana.
Vanga mawote.
My pastor saying I should wait.
And I think it goes back to you have to understand yourself who you are. You know, you have to understand your vision, chimene ukufuna ubanga achieve and stuff like that. So ngati sukuzipanga understand as an artist, then trust me, uzingopeza kuti you're being tossed to and fro. But at the same time, I feel like there's time for everything, trust me. There was a time yet inende kufira ngati era inoyi ndi era ya free worship. You get? Christian hip hop is there, it's not dead, but it's not flourishing the way it used to. Nthawi ina KBG ja. Ona? And in time ina kuti they said ma elevation worship kunalibeko. Za worship zinaliko, masizina
amanga
zotenta.
ma churches, ma small groups,
I
and
say,
not
good
out
whenever I say
there.
there's been new artists who are coming and they're really doing good. A big shout out to Shireen. She's really doing good with nyimbo za contemporary worship.
Yeah.
Ainapo,
Pokajala.
the likes of Chismo, Kevin Sings with the free worship. So I feel like there's time for everything. So Christian hip hop is still there. It's not like, it's just that maybe it's not flourishing the way it used to in time. Now you don't have to force things. So as an artist, you need to find ways of I think in the path. Exactly.
Okay.
That's the reason why I did a song with Indian and Anglican voices, bro. Because
Ah.
I was like,
Tapping into the-
exactly. I need to merge two different wows together. Our guys. Because there was that also issue of now the mina wahiba busanga imbe ndo wakwaya because ahiba maoneka chibana bwana. No. I had to, tinapanga relationship kapo ne magazi andira and Anglican. Ngini yoti timbe nyimbo limodzi inambika muna 3 years ago. Timbe limodzi into kumana kusho iwe Dennis iwe tiona nyimbo limodzi. And then I was like, this is now the perfect time. So it happened. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Tell me your relationship with Bob Pondo.
Bob Pondo, very good relationship. Very good. Me and Bob was and I still regard him one of the smartest people when it comes to understanding the music industry. He's really, really good. It's just that in my figure point in you feel like maybe you and I we can never work together anymore, and we respected that, and then we tenasiana. But trust me, the funny thing, Bob still gives me my ideas. So and it works. So our relationship is really still good. Yeah, just because Masiana doesn't mean the beef.
Okay. All right. You worked for a good period. Actually, I remembered Bob because of the Before I Sleep, because I know he was like on top of that and whatnot. For how long did you work together?
Since I think the Kazwak Mamba era, 2015 kumapeto, 2016, 2017. Tinasiyana, I think Before I Sleep ija ikupangira launch kuti be tagwizana kuti tisiyane, exactly, but I think it should be 2 years. Yeah.
And who's your manager, or who's in your team now?
I don't have a manager, but I have a team. And most of the times my team imadana not imadana but sikunda spotlight. The my guys nage, my guys nazoti yeah, I'm a worker. So it's just us sharing ideas, how to go about things. Aliyesa lindi raw yake balifana mathandiza in terms of just checking what I need to post on social media. We check like he's a music distributor, and making sure we're in a Spotify, all the streaming sites, music zanga zafikapo, nthayapo, YouTube as well, just checking good YouTube kwenda banji. And there's another one who is handling my bookings.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. Let's go to community questions now.
Yeah.
So I just asked these people, I'm bringing SUFFIX, throw whatever you want. So I know probably some of the questions have been answered in this conversation already.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you haven't answered any of those, then you give me the shortest answer that you can give.
Cool.
All right? As a gospel artist, how does he feel collaborating with secular artists?
That's a good question. Why is it that as a Christian or gospel photographer who is a Christian, he can also shoot ma ugwada Islam. Is there a difference? Because as I've mentioned, why do people put a standard on music alone and music only? Why not any other things? Why is it kuti anthu ena atagwira ntchito ku BA manufacturing companies and still be Christians, radical ones? And yet, if an artist does a song with a secular artist, and then there's issues. I don't think there's issues. We're co-workers. We're all making music. As long as I know for sure kuti nyimbo imene ikupanga address stuff imene ine ndikufuna. Sukudi ndimangopita pena palipose. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. At the same time, I do not encourage Christian artists alias zipanga zimenezo because alias ine my reasons. Exactly.
Okay. Of his latest Mwandi Kondera song being sampled or copied from Big Zulu, it just stops like that. I don't know.
Or maybe I'm afuna kuti bangele elaborate. I think we've already
We've
mentioned
done
it.
that. Yeah. When is the album he launched at Golf Club coming out?
Yeah. As I've mentioned, I'm not sure when that project is gonna come out because I have my personal reasons why I'm not putting it out. It's a personal thing, so chiwenera kuti chindipeze kuti suffix you can now put it out, but nobody cannot put it out for the reasons that I've explained earlier.
His track titled Mutani. His hook alibe dollar ndi mugayire. Does he have that kind of dollar to share to those who say they don't have?
My guy, bwelani ndikugayireni chuma. I'm just kidding. No. It's a crazy question, but yeah, actually it wasn't me. It was my third person. You're using a third person addressing an issue. It wasn't me who was saying that. It was Muntamene Ali what dollar amenankankula zimenezo. Yeah.
What lessons has he learned from the last show? The last show he held at Golf Club, I personally loved the Kutali performance with Pompey.
Oh, nice.
I think I've talked about the lessons from
Yeah.
the show. Is he and David Gadilan cool? What happened? We've
Very
talked
cool.
about David.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that he's getting married next year.
Wow. Woo! I'm getting married next year.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to him as well. I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
Okay. His experience working with Dr. Namadingo on Idziko Lilipa Moto joint.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience, bro. This issue. Enough.
Now I remember.
I think
I wonder why I skipped that in the conversation.
I saw some women, nobody at diaspora. 1 hour live. Photo was. I'm like, you don't know me. You don't even understand what's happening. But I was like, it is what it is. Let's end opinion. Yeah. With Namadingo, I had reached out to him then. Trust me. I wasn't frustrated or broken because Wagana Golabo. I mean, I was like, this guy is a big figure. It's the same thing that I do with my artist in Agoda on the base. You know? Nima was my guy, but that guy is not now, or my reasons and I have to protect my brand as well. So he was trying to protect his brand as well. Nothing wrong with that. Fortunately, he heard nyimbo ichitaturuka ina musangalasa. It was like I say, nyimbo ichitaturuka bo. I did it with Faith Musa. It was in Kazo. Exactly. Okay. He was actually in SA at that time, so he was quite busy. Now, he came back to Malawi. He dropped the Dziko River model, and I loved the song. I was like, I say, because we were still texting Gujeza. Nyimbo ili board uncle. I said, nyimbo ili board. Remix. I was like, let's get on it. Pom. So it was like 1 week odd, and then he sent me the beat, and I went and I recorded with this guy EQ from Abstract Records in Pagameza. Exactly. It was a great experience. It's just that we weren't together in the studio because I think he was in Eos that time. And then we dropped the song. Yeah, Dziko Modo remix. The rest is history. But otherwise, and beef. Trust me, guys. He called me after that incident actually. Kodi sufi uli kuti ndilikuwa Cape ndikubwera konko nditegi ndikuza kubasa mastos. I say, koma sukuti uzitenge personal iwe izi ndikuzwa bwino ndiwe zanga. You know, he's a cool guy, man. Yeah, cool guy.
Okay. Sometime rumor had it that Namadingo rejected his request for a feature. It's the same story.
It's the same story.
Yeah. I just remember hearing it, but this guys was just talking about the same thing.
Because people discussed on the group about that good thing at the collabo, like you had forced the party Zikuliva model parts. As if it wasn't endorsed. That's why he later on went to do the video alone.
He decided to release. Actually, we were planning to do video, the remix. The time he was being managed by Don Rai, and I think that was the time Minnesota Nakuman Don Rai for Kublanta. But then I think for their own reasons, they decided maybe they should shoot the original one. So nothing wrong with that. Every artist has to control has to be a master of his art. You have to decide what you want. So, good.
It's like you shooting Mwandi Wandela and you're not appearing.
No, yes, me not being there. It's the same with Andama Fusa with the drowning on a jump banda GD. And sometimes sometimes the way my comment enagama bwelela, you're like, these people, even if I was to explain, they wouldn't understand.
They wouldn't understand.
They don't understand the process. I say, we hiked 3 to 4 hours Zomba Plateau. Bwana GD sana kakwanisa ngo. Ndazuze fashani bwana GD. You know, so I was like, anyways.
Okay.
He wasn't around that time.
And a special question from Rina. One of the biggest podcast fans.
Miss Rina.
A big shout out to Rina.
Call me El General. They salute me when they see me. Yeah, I remember.
Rina akuti mu video yanu yanywani mu mamwa chani.
You know what's funny? She texted me. Koda sufi abo mama sibajani. I say, come on. You know another uncomfortable conversation that a lot of people are not ready. Ningini ya moa. People think more and chimo.
But ngini ya moa, ngini ya ndalama. Hey, my conversations are all say.
Yeah. Anyways, ni masiba Coca-Cola. It was acting, so we bought 2 bottles of Kakoko. So it was just acting.
Yeah,
so,
let's go back to
that
uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
Why don't you think Kumamu as
chimo? There's no verse in the Bible that says Kumamu and chimo.
Why do you think the church, specifically the African church, has created a fundamental regulation of beer?
I think because I wanna. Yeah, you are saying. I wanna say we need to be honest and tap into what the Bible says. The Bible says drunkenness is sin, and I know for sure. And when I'm nazo kudai kamuwa kamene amanena kaweni kamene amanena Bible ndikosalezeresa. How do you know that? Kacha yaji na Jesus. Kacha yawe inali kacha yote mageza ankamwa bobo. But even ina Noah ankamwa komano drunkenness igabwela imasokoneza ngini. Everything done by extreme, it's a mistake. Imavuta panga control. So for you, if you cannot control yourself having 1 glass of wine, then it's musamwe. Komanso, don't drink when you have my brothers on Azogudi, they don't drink. You're going to pinch at them. And don't make your brother stumble. So, you know? So for me, it's like, I know of a lot of solid Christians with integrity. Ogudi dinner makara a glass of wine. Do you know in Germany it's a cultural thing? More and the Fanta when we go German, na Christo ambili. More and the Fanta.
So I was saying the African element is going
no. It's not African or whatever. I think the problem is it's how people
consume it. Exactly. Yeah. It's how people here consume it.
Because okay, let's put it in percentage.
Yeah, you're right.
More with that wine thing, you know, just have a glass.
If you're chomwe na mwagono kuti
muyage. Cholinga jana mafuna muyage. Komano, what I'm saying is in the Bible you'll find verses on azokuti even Timothy ndano Paul anamusa Timothy kuti yazimwa wine for his digestive system thing. In the book of Proverbs imakamba zinazokuti I say enjoy your life, take imwawezi chanchan komano it doesn't necessarily mean unazokuti it's like anthu ambiri unamazayemvera kuti they've given us a license to be drunkards. That's wrong. That's wrong. You can't take things out of context. Pali ngini nake Bible it's literal. Example ngini ya matatu ichi. And hamadi and Christ sangajambule tattoo. For me, my conviction is I don't see anything wrong with a Christian kujambula tattoo yake hapa janchana. I don't see anything wrong. Me personally. Because the way I understand it is kuti time inejayo mageza kajambula zingine zawo zichi. Zimabanga affect body yao. And the body is the temple of God. So if it affects your body, it means you're destroying the temple of God. So mungana uzatiza jamba zanu zosisie, But now muntu watu jambula kainki kina kayodi is not affecting your body. Komaso it shouldn't be an idol ngini yako hiyo kama jambula. It shouldn't be an idol.
This conversation is interesting because I know I've been in very interesting circles where the conversation of beer in the Christian circle is discussed rather.
Yeah.
There are people as Busa and who you're selling, like people that are really solid Christians that you see them out there serving properly. Kumamama. And they do that silently because
they know and sambili samvesesa.
Yeah.
And abajigidwa.
Because like see the way beer is defined, like wine in whatever format it's gonna come, is good. Once you take it, the good you have consumed demons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are now in the possession of demons.
Yeah. And one thing that I've learned is this, bro. We are going to see everything mulenzi yoyenerera bwino tikaza zabaziko bano zikazatha chilichonse. But for now, we're going to have different philosophies on approaching ngini zina zake. Ineyo zimangondowaza kuti at least we need to agree on the fundamentals. Some of these things are secondary. We need to agree on the fundamentals of Christianity. We need to agree on those things. Okay, ichi tete gwizane baba. Aba bali bebo compromise. Komano ngini na age makadi secondary issues. Ona anthu ena amaitenga munjira hii. It's the same thing in this is. Mkristu wina says angapite kukapanga perform festival uli kulimowa. Faith Musa has been kuma festivals kunja kuna zodi people are drinking. He's been there. Komano anthu ena akatha kumpachika nazo zimezo. Yeah, you don't have to go there. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. The point is, what is your conviction saying? And what does the Bible say about these things? Exactly. So I think we need to start having my conversations on azo. Tenti wange research. Tenti takule tsamba Bible. Tiuzani kuti ineyo ndikuona ngati ichi chimene chitika chonchi. Kumazola anthu ena amene azoti ya polegami imene lamachitika.
Yeah, even other people
polegami imene lamachitika.
condone that.
They do condone that.
Even so, the whole conversation of divorce, you divorce, and then to what extent do you have to wait for someone to die for you to remarry? What are the fundamentals of that? I think bring some guy. Let's just chop that out.
Of course. There's
someone.
Yeah. Zezo ndesi tukugwizana nazo.
Akunama seineyo. Ndi mamwe amene ndafunira kumwa. Palibe munthu anga ndizoti usamwe lero. Tsomwe sindikufuna kumwa. Palibe sosa munthu anga ndizoti imwa lero. Ndi mamwe amene ndafunira.
Just know that for me,
sindikufunira.
drunkenness is what I don't support. I don't. So the problem is, are you able to control yourself to take one glass of wine? If you are not, zisiyeni. Asiyena inyaya yazibanga zibezozo. Basi.
Okay, why don't you drink?
Daine?
Are you sure he doesn't drink?
Maybe I drink. Wow, how sure are you? maybe I drink. How sure are you?
That's possible.
I'm just not a huge fan.
All right, cool. Guys, let's move. Time. There's one thing that I wanted us to talk about. Oh, okay, cool. So, as Podcast Malawi, we're out of your stories now. We're out of stories, but we want to now get your perspective. As Podcast Malawi, we did a fundraiser for one of the guests who came here.
Yeah.
Chismo.
Yeah.
We had a conversation. Have you watched that podcast with Chismo?
No, but I've seen it somewhere.
Okay.
And I followed the story. But no.
All right, yeah. So we had a conversation here, and we just felt like we needed to support in one way or the other. And what we wanted to do, or what we said we agreed to do, is to pay his rental. So he asked how much he pays per month, and we did okay. For the next months, this is how much we need to raise for you to not pay.
Mm.
I've been on social media. I've been just like reading what people are saying, and there's more like argument. Why are you paying rentals for a person as an artist, and why couldn't you do other things, invest in other things? From this explanation, Iwe now as an artist, what could be your take? What do you think would have been the right thing, or do you think paying rentals for him to say, okay, we're paying for rentals, you can go sort other things, or yeah, what's your take on that?
First of all, I think Chismo is a lucky guy because that cannot happen to everyone. So he's lucky. So a big shout out to him. He's a lucky guy because I mean, you know, so he's a lucky guy. So that's the first thing that I can say. At the same time, you, as I've mentioned, I hope you are creating something that you're gonna sustain, because there's a lot of also artists who are wrestling with life, and they might come and ask you, or maybe present their problems in the same way. So I hope you're ready for that. 2, 3, props to you guys. It's a really good thing that what you've done is commendable, and trust me, I loved it. You did well to help the guy, and as I've mentioned, I'm going back to my first point. He's a lucky guy. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah.
He's a lucky guy.
People don't forget, and they don't know. It wasn't emphasized there in the communication that was given out there. But there's so much that is happening behind the scenes out of that. The support that is getting. There's so much support is getting.
Yeah.
Other connections that initiative has connected him to.
Bro, I'll give you an example. Sorry, it's not like I'm diverting. Right? Mr. Gray anaiga status inagyosekesa. Koma it made sense somehow. Analemba kuti, Malawi munomu mafunika ma connection. Even Lazaro anandi connection kuti Yesu akamuzusa.
Exactly.
Amadziwana ndi Lazaro ali mafrenya.
Hey.
Does it mean kuti nthawi ya Yesu ija ndonake samamwali oti sanazuzidwa? Analipo mbiri. So for me it's like Chismo is like a guy. Zachitika zimene zijazo mageza ambiri nake avaya, they've come along and they're helping him. I know one guy, so I mean he's a good friend. What I think he's doing something good with him that's gonna sustain his career as well. And I'm like, he's a lucky guy. Not every artist zitakuwaendela mina zamuendelela Chismo chonchicha. So yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, I just need to like say this because this was a podcast initiative, and we want to start these conversations. We don't know what people be saying about you after this podcast when it airs. There'll be a lot, but we want to open people to different things.
Yeah.
Some would just be conversations with them about a topic that could help them increase their knowledge, because SUFFIX Zangini is good. That's what we did. For him, we thought, okay, let's come in. And people might not know why we thought it was important. This is what we believe in. For an artist to create, the first thing that you have to do is to clear your mind.
Oh yeah.
If you're sitting there and you're thinking, lero ndiba 15, kulibe kwa show, mwezi ukamata zivute zitani, ndilipire rent. You can't be creative and create things that are going to feed like your followers and whatnot.
Well, at the same time, that's the moment when you are inspired to create.
Maybe that's how he created the Home Abala
of course,
EP,
maybe.
because
You don't
it
know.
was inspired by that.
Yeah.
And so, kumalawi people think rent kupasana uchani ulese zopasana ulese zimenezo, but good people have my artist residences kunjaku zimatuluka because you apply to go and stay in Sweden for 2 years, for not 2 years, 2 years too long, for
1
like
year,
2 months, 2 weeks. You can apply to go to South Africa for just an arts residency. You want to be away of your normal space, which is basically move away from your normal struggles, be in a place where there's food, there's drink, there's artist supplies where you can just focus on your art. And for me, giving somebody rent is like we can't offer a residency here. We're okay, room remote, their studio,
Yeah.
but in
Yeah.
a personal, I've seen how that works. I've had people that I've stayed with, not because we don't be able to call it, but because I understand them, they're artists, share a house with them for a year or two. They move out from there, they move differently.
Yeah.
So I think this is a point that I just wanted to like help people
Clarify.
understand. You might think you are seeing kubanga. No, it's art. There's a more that people get to connect with.
I mean, Kumaso, by the end of the day, man, everyone is, aliens say they are entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, that's
what people think about. They just don't understand how artists are suffering in Malawi.
They don't.
Because they are crafty and havangozitenga kumangopanga duplicate pa YouTube kumawina kumaja maloyalties ma streams.
You can't do anything.
There are people that are doing that to South Africa or guys
And that's a it's so bad.
I said that's why even in Neo,
I say the issues of copyright are so important that we need to start discussing them and understand the basics of how people are making a lot of money off other people's work.
I've just discovered how, like for me, some of my music videos, they were uploaded on YouTube without my consent. So, well, panobandika auza madola YouTube kuti guys kana yosereneza kuti ndi stuff yanga. Panoba zimachoka popo. So it's and it's good when you start monetizing things.
Yeah.
So it works that way. But you need to understand. But yeah, in the property right younger. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think even Ishia Chismoy, as I've mentioned, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And sometimes it's sad. Kuti pamakhala magome. Nowadays, I'll be honest with you guys. I block people. I used to say, cinema blog. I blog and already they're coming with a vibe and negative indibanga affect mentally. This is Mandoaz. I remember, guys, I think this is one of the most painful, hurtful, stupid comment I mean now on my Facebook. When my mom had passed on, and then I posted about my show, Yan Jan. This guy came and commented. I think it was a page, Jan, and said, "Hey, mapanga sacrifice money my hand wouldn't panga show."
Oh no.
Bro, I was so hurt. I was like, this guy is very stupid. He doesn't even know me. He doesn't even understand. He's just seated behind
the keyboard.
I was like, no ways. I say, you'll never see my post again. I'm panga block. Just blocked him. So I think there's certain people, when they look at artists, they think we don't have feelings, we don't have emotions, we're not humans, solo, achismo ajabasinda, that would they have it all figured out. No, I say life is hard, bro. Life is really, really hard. Apart from music, there are certain things that we have to go through. As it's just life. So trust me, it's wrong when you assume that you know a person just because you've listened to a 2-minute song. You don't know that person. You just know his music, their music. You don't know them like the real life, outside music. You don't know them. You have to maybe be friends with them for a couple years for you to say, hey, alindima mistake awa, alindima flaws awa, alindima strength awa, adawa ndabwino mbali, adawa sozima avuda izi. So that's why my comment, and even I've learned not to comment much on social media. And even read my comments because sometimes it affects you as an artist.
Your psyche gets messed up. Okay, cool. No, I wanted to hear what you'd think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to conclude.
We
need to close this one.
Let me do a few questions. Okay. 5 top rappers for you in Malawi.
5 what?
Top rappers.
Not in that order.
Yeah, of course.
Not in that order.
Gonna say scripture saying you're not an MC, you're an artist, a good artist, but not an MC. How did you handle that?
I don't know the difference between an MC and an artist. I'm just saying, but I don't know. That's his opinion. So I respect that.
All right.
Yeah, I do.
Give us your 5.
5 rappers.
Yep.
Number 1 suffix, number 2 suffix, number 3 suffix, number 4 suffix, number 5 suffix. I'm just saying. Jokes. Jokes. Top 5 rappers. Of course, I'm included. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yes, Nimaziga. But there's Liu, not in that order. There's Liu, there's GD, there's Yankee, there's Third Eye, there's Gwamba. Yeah, those are my top 5 all time. Pastor D, so mazabwera pena pake. Yeah, just bona. Some mazabwera pena pake. Komano, those are my guys on Azodi.
Yeah.
I respect.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool. If you're to do another event this year, for instance, which new artists are you gonna would you invite? Would you call?
That's a good one. I would invite. There's this kid called Servant One. I think he's at Bunda or NRC. He's really good. He's an upcoming Christian rapper. He's really good. I would invite him. I would invite how many artists?
3.
That's it. It's not easy. My rappers, Mr. Gray Namwigawo. Mr. Gray has to be there. Yes, trust me, Mr. Gray has to be there. Ndangukumbukila, Mr. Gray has to be there. Yeah. I think I would get Mr. Gray, SGZ, and BJ. These 3. And they need to do a collab because it's gonna be fire.
Hey, that collab.
Yeah.
That can
And
be
this
fire.
this
That
kid
can
will
be
fun
fire.
and
Yeah, that can be fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, and who else? Kevin sings. Yeah. I'm looking for Esther Chiteka. Esther not to do her own music. I think she would play role ya background. You mean a vocalist? It'll be good. Komano, ambili murumu atawa. But yeah, another question.
Our question for me is like, which camp are you on?
So what do you mean?
Because there are camps in the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Gwamba camp.
Mm-hmm.
There's my camp in Blantyre.
Mm-hmm.
And there's my
Ajinagata.
Yeah.
My king was street I say.
Yes. So which camp are you?
I don't think I belong to any camp, bro. I don't think so because I relate with everyone the same, I would say, because I am friends with Gwamba, I'm friends with KOK, I'm friends with Saint, I'm friends with Maselba, I'm friends with Classic in Blanda, I'm friends with Gata, I'm friends with GD, I'm friends with Hyphen, I'm friends with Bariwan. Of course, and Hamanado, yes, I'm not saying friends were going to daily, but we know each other and we respect each other's craft. I'm friends with KBG. Of course, these are now my closest friends. So I'm not sure if that qualifies to be called a camp, but some of my closest friends are in chapters, in McDonald Nyoni, in Kintu, in Dali. That's a good question. Who is McDonald? I don't know. But yeah.
I heard that you were supposed to do a song with Hyphen, and something happened. You guys.
Yeah, I watched that podcast. Bro, it's crazy. I think, trust me, if there's one thing that I owe him an explanation, and I know for sure the collaboration at one point in time, because I still there's my artist in the industry manga as if I'm owning the industry. There's my artist in the industry at right? I know for sure what any mafuna ntazemba na wasa na bange retire. Trust me, I have managed to do makolabo angabo ndi artist amino. I've managed to do a song with Patience Namadingo, Faith Musa, Lulu, and there's who else? There's Ndra Dangan Voices. I've done a song with the choir. So at least in my artist, I mean, my respect. KOK, Gwamba, Naimbo Bolimozi, Kelvin sings. But with Hyphen, this is what happened. I got a bid from a producer, name withdrawn. I just need to respect his brand. Yeah. So I bought a bid from him. I sent it to Yankee and Namo was I said, it was a nice concept. this is a concept and Chan. It's like, okay, cool. And I yanke sana chedwesa sana verse yabo. When I was in the process of kulemba verse yanga, I heard the beat, same beat by Medon Mand being premiered. I was like, what the heck? This is my beat. And then I contacted the producer. He's like, hey, ase Sufi Sole, BD, na yawala zote nantumizila mfana yu yanchan. And I was like, cool. So I got frustrated to a point when I was zina ndivuda uni muze yanke. Nango pesa linda yawala, kina go, masiku mkumabita. Yeah, but we still owe each other a collab.
The vocals of that verse are still there.
I doubt. I don't think I lost. I think I lost them. Because I don't think they would match with BT na. Komano, it'll be a different concept though. Yeah, I don't think itawanga nyimbo yomwe. Yeah.
And you have protected the producer.
I had to.
Yeah.
He's human.
The industry protects each other.
We do. We have to.
We know him. But
we do.
We know him.
Hakuna masisi na kunenela off.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Let's play a game. Where's your phone?
I have my phone here, man.
Have it?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to call KBG now.
Okay.
And tell me when you call him how he's gonna repeat that call. Like you tell me before, then you call him
KB.
and let's see what his response will be. It has to match.
With KBG, it depends though. It depends on, I think with KBG it depends on the mood menale. Tena katangwa nkari. Hello? Taizin. Anka. Hello? Taina nkakuti agambi.
Okay.
Yeah, so taina ni mwana. Taina burjana se. Zinduzwene.
Okay.
Let me see.
Let's see.
Hello? Nagozane. That's KBG for you. Baka, hello? It depends on the mood menali. Tai yamakadumina he's working. So hello? Komana kaguda chilled. Ukurjana se.
Okay, cool. No, that's the last one for me. Who do you want to watch on this podcast?
I want to see has Bob Pondo.
No, he's coming.
So yeah, he confirmed that he's ready. It's just the timing. So we're arranging with him.
Cool. I think who else? Let me think. I need to. Mr. Gray has been here already.
Yeah, Mr. Gray was a controversial one here.
Who should you guys have? Because in my mind, banali Popondo so Popondo na bwela guy. Lucia's band.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Right.
for me, the Lucius episode has to be a whole arrangement, like a whole thing.
Yeah.
You did live recorded with audience.
I don't know. Say, you figure it out. You are the pro for this.
Anyway, we hope to have Mr. Lucius Banda soon on podcast, as requested by Mr. Sufi.
Zinangamba usinta, guys, and it's crazy. I don't know how to feel about it. But SUFFIX. It's Sufi.
Yeah, exactly.
Basi ndipanga Kanye West
Basi, yeah.
So I'm gonna change my handles on social media
to
Sufi.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we wind up our time today with Mr. Sufi. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio. We've been trying to get this, but yeah, finally.
Yeah, appreciate for having me.
Boy has been on Podcast Malawi, and I've been your host, Dennis Imani. Until the next episode, peace.